we are live.
Hello, internets!
Hello, welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where
Dun, dun, dun.
our adventurers have just found the man they were looking for, Floon Blagmar, and have gone about the rest of their day. There's a couple things I wanted to go over at first, a couple of corrections and fixes and errata to things I said. A simple one, the Spouting Fish Tavern, where you came out from the Xanathar Guild, that ladder and the sewer, that's actually in the Southern Ward, despite having said it was in the Dock Ward. And that's a mistake that's actually in the adventure book. And I just repeated it.
It's unforgivable.
Yeah, I know. That's such a huge game-changing...
Really, my whole immersion is destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
My life will never be the same.
Exactly.
When you're talking with Davil, he was describing the group he was in, the Doom Raiders, and I mentioned that they looted crypts, but specifically they went to liches' lairs, the crypts of liches. So they're not just thieves, they are also vanquishers of liches.
Liches get stitches.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Davil's flying snake, Nightbreeze is referred to him as Zeke, but its actual name is Cuddles. And I just kind of didn't even pay any attention to that and let it go, but Davil would have not known who Zeke was. Gus looted some weapons from the Xanathar and sold them, and I was in a hurry. I said, just look up whatever they're worth and I'll give you that, thinking that it would be a handful of silver. And I said, just take away 1 silver and that's what you can get. It turns out the total value of those items was something like 55 gold. So that was way more than a handful of silver. So I'm not completely going back on that. He can get that, but instead of -1 silver, it's -10 gold. So he still came away with 40, 44, 45 gold from that.
Instead of -1 silver, it's -55.5 gold.
Yeah. So Gus had more money at the end of the last episode than we thought.
Of course the rich guy somehow has more money.
I got connections.
Did we decide if we were going to give him his cut of the money that we got while we were eating?
You haven't dealt with that yet.
You did not decide yet.
And there were a couple minor things that we handled off stream real quick, where in a previous episode, Gus was looking for information from a blacksmith to see if he could melt down that silver. And he did find the city guard has its own blacksmith, but that forge is lit from the resources of the city, and it is very closely managed, and there's a paper trail of everything that it's used for. So that turned out to not be a great place to try to do something less than legal. So he got that information. And Nightbreeze looted a book from the half-orc that was defeated in the Xanathar's lair, and he was able to give it to Dan, who identified it as a wizard spellbook. But otherwise, there was no other... He couldn't read it still, but he got a spellbook.
I can't read.
Okay.
Can't read.
I think that's it. Those are all the mistakes and things that were overlooked that I just wanted to throw out there.
And instead of going to level 2, you said we're going to go to level 7, right?
Yeah. And instead of Waterdeep, we're in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Where we left off, you were at the Spires of the Morning, I believe, and you had just seen that Floon was going to be okay. Gus met up with you on his way over to the West Gate, and the rest of you were heading back to the Inn of the Dripping Dagger for dinner.
Yep.
And Driver X isn't here yet.
Oh.
All right, so we'll pick up with Gus. What are you doing?
I am making my way to the west gate where the boat races are, so I can meet up with Arlith, and assume that she's going to be really mad at me because I'm late and I look the way I do. I'm not dressed nice, particularly nice. I got some armor on and stuff. It's not really date.
Are you wearing essentially the same thing you were wearing earlier in the day when you met her?
Yeah, I guess I would be. Yeah, that's fair.
Let's update the map from here.
This is going to be.
But both times, right before you met her and right before you came here, you had you got cleaned up. So,
Yeah.
So there's no even hint that you've been in the sewers all day.
And
It would be so much.
toilet, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be so much better if we hadn't found prestidigitation.
Yeah. All right, so you can head north past the Field of Triumph. Just in this whole area of town, it's super crowded and busy. Like, there's extra vendors on the streets selling various meats. There's tourists. There's extra city watch patrols. All because of this this holiday that's going on. This whole 10-day, this Fleet's Wake celebration. And yeah, it's kicking off on the first 2 days is the first boat race, and you can see the boats from the beach. So a lot of people have gathered there. So you make your way to the west gate, and yeah, there's a tavern here on the corner that's called the Ship's Wheel, and you can see that's packed. There's people standing outside. And yeah, all up and down the street, there's like extra vendors and people like taking bets on the races, and just you're in a crowd heading towards the west gate. But I think you said you were going to meet her at the west gate and weren't really any more specific.
Nope.
It's kind of a fairly large area to meet someone in. Especially with all the crowds, and normally the west gate has guards around it, kind of like the north and south entrances to the city, where they would inspect people coming through. But since this only really goes out to the beach, there's no travelers who come in this way. It's just people who go out. Usually it's fishermen come out this way and do their work for the day and then come back. But they have. It's a little bit more relaxed security here, but for a celebration like this, there's not very much guard at the gate itself, but there are more city guard patrolling the beach.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look around. I mean, I've seen her for all of 5 minutes, so I should know her pretty well. Do I see her near the gate?
Let's make an investigation check
Oh boy.
to see if you can find her in the crowds. And also, I'd say at this time it's almost dusk. It's getting late in the day.
It's a dirty one.
Okay, you do not see her anywhere. You see everyone except her, and maybe even there was one or two. You're like, oh, Arlith, and then it's not her.
And he turns around and goes, "That's not my name."
I guess I would walk through the west gate and check on the other side, the beach side of the gate, and see if she was over there. But I mean, I'm gonna give her 5 minutes tops because I'm not gonna get stood up.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, you were looking real hard to find her, Mr. I rolled a 1.
It was a 2 minus 1.
Let's be clear. The women are supposed to find Gus.
I mean, it's the sun's not out, so I'm not glistening as much, so it might be harder to see me.
Glistening by the lamp oil light.
If only you had your unicorn horn.
Yeah, out on the beach, it's kind of the same scene except you're on the beach. Tons of people. If you head to the south a little bit, they have kind of like some bleachers set up and some tents. If you look out on the ocean, you can see off in the distance there are some ships, but you can't really tell what they're doing. It's like they're pretty far away, and as you've witnessed this holiday before, and I think you kind of realize this is like the worst spectator sport in the history of sports, because it's like it's not even like NASCAR where you can have the fast action and the strategy and everyone's turning left. but now these are just boats out on the sea that you're trying to watch from the shore, and it's a big deal in the city. But I feel like Gus, you have not really understood all of the love for this holiday and the events surrounding it.
Well, I'm a pretty exciting guy, but she recommended it, so I figured lady's choice.
And yeah, stepping out now, when you're out beyond the city wall, it is windy and it is pretty cold. It's a crisp spring day. It's very early spring, and you're just out here on the sea's edge beach. But yeah, there's lots of people. There's still people out here taking bets, even though the race has already begun. There's different people like chanting for the boat they want to win.
I literally don't remember what she looked like.
I'll give you one more investigation check at disadvantage.
Say that again?
I'll give you one more investigation check at disadvantage.
Oh boy, can't get worse.
Oh, it can. It can be a 0.
That's a 2.
A 2.
Yeah, 3 minus 1.
I'd say you look around for maybe you spend 20 minutes to a half hour and you haven't found her.
She's clearly not here. She stood me up.
You're walking by her every time you do it. She's literally standing there going, oh, wait.
No, she's
Oh,
walking.
my God. And you're like, where is this broad?
I've wasted enough time at this point, and I feel like I got stood up. So I'm gonna just start heading back to meet with the rest of the party.
Okay, so you're just walking back to the Inn of the Dripping Dagger?
Yeah, I mean, I'm angry.
Okay. That's
Stand me up.
That's gonna take you a bit on foot to basically walk across the width of the city. Not quite. Not quite the whole width. But
You tomorrow.
You're going to have like 4 encounters to get from there to where you're going. You might die.
you're here and you are going to here.
Would I pass like a flower merchant or
Almost
Somewhere.
definitely, because the market is like right in the middle of where you're going, and some vendors will close up early or close up at dusk. But this is also a special day, so there's plenty of places staying open late.
All right. Well, I'm going to take advantage of the long journey ahead of me, and I'm going to grab some flowers, and if I can find some little trinket shop or something like that, just to buy myself like a little figurine or something like that.
Sure. I'll say we don't have to get into the specific details of it, but you can easily find a shop or a vendor to sell something like that.
All right.
And just if you are interested in such things, about here, right just north of the market, there is a pipeweed shop.
What shop?
Pipeweed.
Oh. I am not interested.
That is of particular popular this evening. As you walk by there, you see.
Hippies.
Yep. Bunch of dirty hippies.
Not only is he not interested, he's judging them as he's walking by. Like, you're terrible, you're terrible, you're terrible. I'm better than all of you.
What
Smell nothing but patchouli and sadness.
what kind of yes? Which kind of figurine are you looking for?
Just something that would like look like me or represent me.
Okay, do you want to have something like custom made?
No, just whatever I can find that would represent like me as a person. Either it's like a majestic or strong,
He's
like
looking
a
for a
lion.
very small silver mushroom. Like, about that big.
Like maybe a small figurine of a lion or something like that.
Or maybe one of a tiger that you could swap out for the one in Dan's pocket.
Well, one thing that you know, if you could stop by Aurora's Realms shop, you could probably order something like that from there. And that would probably be, if you're not custom making something, that would probably be the place where you'd get something the closest. Or you could just try browsing through the market, but you'd just be browsing through basically.
I'm okay browsing because I'm trying to waste time.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
I don't want to
search
get
around
right
and,
back.
yeah, eventually, so you can find like a wooden figurine or
That'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll say it's 50 copper.
All right. And how much for the flowers?
Flowers. What kind of flowers are you getting?
Just a bouquet of like spring, like a spring mix.
Like a salad? That's pretty
Arugula and
Leafy kale, please.
Yeah, I'd say you can find all kinds of stuff. I'd say maybe you're looking at like 1 silver worth of flowers, but if you wanted
Alright.
something fancier or something cheaper,
I just want to make sure there's some baby's breath in there and
a nice decorative vase for it.
no vase.
No? Okay.
I'm carrying it for a long ways.
All right. Yeah, I'll say you can totally do that. It's not super long, cause like it is a city, but it's not that big of a city in terms of like space. So when
Okay.
you're driving, walking, like as the crow flies, it's less than 2 miles.
Okay.
So some people debate this online. People say like you could walk the entire length of Waterdeep in a half hour, according to like the official traveling rules. But when the people who say that aren't factoring in traffic,
Right.
there's so many people live in Waterdeep.
Yeah, it's like try and walk all the way through Manhattan. See how
Yeah.
long that takes you.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's in terms of actual distance, it's not that long of a walk, but you're not able to walk efficiently. But if you're also trying to waste time and lingering through the market, then yeah,
Yep.
you can take your time.
Okay. I'm not gonna make any more stops. I'm just gonna start slowly making my way back to the
You're going into the Dripping Dagger.
Dripping Dagger. That's the one. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, it's dark by the time you get there. It's night, but you're on the main road, so they're well lit, and
Cool.
there's still plenty of people hanging around. Okay, so Dan and Nightbreeze and Lindario would be with you too. What are you doing from when you leave the Spires of the Morning? So you're on her cart, and I believe you were headed back to the end of the Dripping Dagger for dinner.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah,
we
it
went
was
back
dinner time.
Yeah, we went back for dinner at the Dripping Dagger, and for sake of the I guess the game, we could say that we discussed splitting up the gold, and I'm going to look at Dan really quick. So, are we splitting up the gold all the way, or just between the three of us?
I mean, that is all the way. There's only 3 people, right? I only see 3 people here.
Okay, so we're going to split the gold. and we'll say that Lindarl goes to tend to her horses and goes to bed.
I don't think Lynn would have been comfortable cutting me out.
And she also wouldn't be comfortable not delivering boxes.
Hey,
Probably doing that too.
I mean, I think that's perfectly fine. So we'll make 4 piles of gold. Lynn can take hers.
Oh, I see. And I like it. So he will take 1/4, and you and I will split the other 2/3. Got it.
Drow going drow. I want to be a good guy, drow. It's just so hard.
So since she's not here, if you want to make that deception, I'll have her contest it when she gets back.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what to do with the gold later, but we can just say that she went to tend to the horses.
Yeah, she'll. If you guys have dinner together, she'll have dinner with you, and then she'll go use her horse brushing kit, her new one, and hang out with the horses for a bit, and then go to bed.
Oh yeah.
And you guys doing anything else after dinner, or just...
Have a couple of drinks and celebrate my first ever adventure kind of thing. We saved the dude's life, and he's seemingly dumb, but we saved his life.
Yep. So yeah, sitting there, the inn is. It's not as crowded as it was in the morning. It's definitely still no vacancies, but not all of those people are having dinner here. But they do have. They have someone occasionally giving updates on the boat races. Currently, you know that there's a ship called the Dragon's Wing that is leading, followed closely by the Honest Tempest. But if you're not really following it or paying attention, then we can tell me. Are you interested in these boat stats?
No, Dan's not big on the boat gambling.
So yeah, you just overhear those two. Those two are in kind of a neck and neck race at the moment. And this particular race isn't expected to complete until tomorrow. So yeah, they won't. They won't know the exact winner until then.
I would probably also splurge on trying to get an actual room tonight, as opposed to taking the attic deal. Possible.
Yeah, there are no rooms here.
No rooms. The attic it is.
Is there enough room in my room for him to bump up?
There could be. The rooms are not super big. I have a map.
Of a bedroom?
Yeah, I've got a map of the inn.
For 10 days in advance.
I don't have it in my map tool yet because it's got DM notes on it. But I can, if I can pull it up, I can look at it and tell you dimensions. What is the scale of this grid? I assume it's a 5-foot grid. Yeah.
That's a 30-foot grid. Each room is a mansion.
Yes. There's vaulted ceilings.
So most of these rooms are 10 by 15.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
There are some that have 2 beds in them, but I think you got a single bedroom.
That would make sense.
But there could be room for another person to throw out a bedroll in there.
Okay. If there's enough room, I'm more than happy to have you share the floor.
Oh yeah, and I'll bedroll in a room before I'll bedroll in the attic.
Fewer snores.
Unless I'm snoring.
Now you got to deal with my PTSD night terrors.
It's true. I'll just remember to wake you up from a distance.
Start with the feet.
So I say, how long are you hanging out in the dining hall?
Well, I think that our intent was to. You mean hanging out downstairs?
Yeah.
Long enough to get a good buzz. I mean.
Yeah. Well, dinner's probably 45 minutes to an hour, plus another hour or 2 of drinking at most.
Then, what I'm gonna do I'm gonna have the three of you all roll a dexterity check at disadvantage.
Uh-oh.
This is the weirdest contest.
The three of us as in Gus or as in Trav?
Gus, Dan,
Okay.
and Nightbreeze. So I just want to see if you guys are still there when Gus comes in.
Dexterity at disadvantage?
Yeah, because none of you are like interested in like doing anything really. So I'm thinking you're sluggish, but I'll make it a dexterity check.
Disadvantage, it's 11.
I just want to let you know that with disadvantage, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
With disadvantage, I have a 7.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you guys finished your dinner, hung out for a while, had a few rounds, maybe partied a little bit with some of the other patrons there, and then headed up to your room. Gus, you didn't get in there till like maybe like a half hour to an hour after that. So you get there. There's still some people lingering at the bar, but there's you don't see your friends.
I'll go up to the tavern keeper and ask him where Varys is staying.
Don't change my name now.
Well, I don't know how you put it in there. If you're in there as Varys or Nightbreeze, we'll find out.
Grease.
Well, let's back up. So Nightbreeze, have you actually told anyone else your first name?
No.
So you don't know his name is Varys.
Oh, really? I thought we did.
You know, it's Nightbreeze or Breezy.
Okay, then Nightbreeze. So I will ask if Nightbreeze is where his room is.
I'm wondering how. Give me a moment. Sorry. So the person you talk to is. He's a human man, middle-aged. So yeah, he'll ask who's asking.
And I'm standing there with my flowers.
And a little wooden statue of it.
My little statue.
Yeah.
I'm actually just a friend of his.
And so
The best of
also,
friends.
have you arranged to allow anyone to like come to your room previously? Like I was thinking this is like a matter of security. Like they wouldn't
Yeah,
just
I wouldn't have.
yeah. So he's not even going to let on that someone named Nightbreeze has a room here. He's not gonna give you that information.
Listen, I know he's here
He's getting belligerent now.
with my flowers. I know he's here. He's here with another guy that wears all purple.
So they may very well be here, but I can't reveal that information to you.
Listen, we're friends.
I don't know
I'm
that.
trying to lure him back.
What do I have to? How much do I have to give you to get this information?
How much do you have on you?
This is the worst bribe I've ever seen.
How much does he have on him? He has at least 55 gold.
I have 5 gold on me.
That might help.
All right, I'll give him 2 gold, and I say, if you give me the actual directions, I'll give you the other 3.
It's up on the 3rd floor.
Ooh, security is not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'll give him 1 more gold, so he's got 3, and I'll say, where on the 3rd floor?
Room 301.
I hand him the other 2 gold.
Thank you.
And I will head up there.
My room's adjacent to Lindardo's.
Shared wall.
I honestly don't remember if I gave a number for her.
She's like 304. Or something like that. Anyway,
So yeah, that it would be down
That's
the
awesome.
hall and across the hall.
All right, so I'll go up there and I'll knock on the door
With flowers.
with flowers.
Yep, you guys hear a knock on the door.
I grab my rapier and I slowly open the door with the rapier ready to jab through the opening. Because I'm not expecting any visitors, and it doesn't sound like...
Is the silver well hidden in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, good. If not, I'm stashing that right now.
You're actually using it as a pillow.
He's covered himself with it like a blanket, cuddled up with silver all over.
the door. Yes.
Hey.
No. Oh, you brought me flowers.
No. Great story.
I
Sorry, I had to. Can I come in?
So I sensing the moment I awkwardly open the door and just kind of look over my shoulder so you can see Dan laying on the floor. Sure, come on in.
Oh, Dan, you got out of the attic, huh?
Yeah, just so how was the date?
You knew about my date?
You said
told
you
us
were
you were
going off
going
to a
on it.
date.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was so good.
She gave you flowers then?
And check out this little figurine. She said it represents me because I'm like majestic. It's
I lean over to Dan a little bit and I say, I thought I crashed and burned when I was at the party the other night. This dude got flowers.
well, it did go really well. We went to the boat races, which were fascinating. They go so fast. And then we just took a walk around the market, and she got me these flowers. It was very, very surprising. And then we just a very nice peck on the cheek, and we made plans to get together again in a few days.
Oh, like when?
A couple days. I told her I've been really busy, and we got this whole flume thing, and we're just busy.
Well, maybe when you guys get back together, we can all go.
Yeah, you could invite her over to our new house.
Yeah.
I'll jump in. I'll say, the next boat race would be in 3 days. If you wanted to use that as a...
Yeah, and we're gonna go to the boat races again. You guys should see 'em.
I think that sounds like a great thing for us all to go to.
Oh, yeah.
I encourage you. It's a great time. Maybe we can find you some.
I was going to say, you were telling me that I need to watch you and see how this is done. So,
Well, yeah.
And I can jump in and let you know, you think Arleth had a sister.
There was another lady at the store. I think it was her sister. She was a little older, so she might be good for you, Nightbreeze.
I mean, I'm not really in the game of love at the moment, so.
It's not like the game of life.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, we'll figure something out. It was a really good time.
Sounds good.
So how's Floon doing?
He's dead.
He's
I'm
recovering.
playing the fact that my character's had a little bit to drink. So.
I think
He's not
he's
dead.
recovering. Yeah, so
Okay.
now
he's
he
not dead.
absolutely knows he's more attractive than you.
In fact, he's only mostly dead.
So what I hear is he hasn't had his brain fixed yet, but he's okay.
No, it's tremendously fixed.
We'll see.
By the way, how did you find my room?
But,
I don't care. It's fine, but I want to know how you found my room.
I actually tracked you. Like, I was in the city city guard. I can track people.
Deception check.
Well, you make an insight, and he can make a deception.
Yeah, so insight would be a 16.
Oh God, I'll never beat that. Oh, hey, how about that? Deception plus 5, that's a 24.
You were just
That's fine.
astounded at Gus's tracking skills.
Wow.
You believe it.
I can't wait to see how that may prove useful as we journey together.
Well, you know,
Like,
I had to
what did
develop
you
these
use?
skills.
So what did you use to track us? I mean, we cleaned up, so we shouldn't smell like the sewers.
Since the other scents, you know, you guys, you got a little bit of that purple scent I could detect.
It's fair.
I mean, do we need to worry about, I don't know, criminals being able to follow us if you're able to follow?
No, I am highly trained.
Highly trained.
Highly trained. I was a captain in the guard for years.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I mean, we are
That makes
trained.
sense.
We are honed.
Honed?
Owned? Owned?
Pwned. They were pwned.
Oh,
Been pwned many times. So before I leave, what's the deal? I know you guys look like you're gonna go to sleep, I guess. I got a long walk back. Well, what's the plans for tomorrow?
I think first things first, we'll go check out the new house.
yeah, that's kind of over in your neck of the woods. That's what you were. I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so why
It's
don't
a
we just
couple
meet
blocks over.
you? Why don't we just meet you over there, since like right next to your house?
Do we know where it is? Like, DM, do we actually know? Like, we kind of know the area, but do we know where it is?
So you know it's Troll Skull Alley. I'd say neither Nightbreeze nor Dan knows where that is, but Lynn would know. But you could also easily just ask Gus right now, or ask anyone who lives here.
So,
Yeah.
Gus, since it's near you, why don't you let us know where it is, and we could just meet you there.
How about I meet you at my family's estate?
Or we could have some fun with your tracking ability, and we can tell you that we'll be in an area, and then you have to find us.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It does sound kind of cool, but not
Hide and
this.
seek in Waterdeep.
Where's
I
it?
think, in the interest of time, we should probably just get there.
All right, so your place is fine. How do we get to your place?
Well, if you would like, you could probably join us for breakfast.
Do they have waffles?
There it is.
They have whatever we require.
I require waffles.
We can do waffles.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
we do eat breakfast promptly at 7 a.m. So you need to be there by then.
About how long does it take to walk over there?
It's probably what an hour from here.
I mean, I've heard you could walk the entire city in a half hour. So
Yeah.
Well, traffic will be lighter at 6:30.
People
probably-
wake up at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, people who work.
Fair.
I will measure it. It's straight up on the high road.
Cat, come on.
It's a little over a mile north. 7 a.m. It is on a busy day. So you could get there in less than an hour.
I can only be with so much cat burger.
Just be there by 7. If you're not, no waffles.
All right, I'll work on this waking up thing.
When should we expect driver apps? I mean, he seems to just come and go. I just need to know if should we set an extra plate?
I'll pull out a finger this is still in my pocket, so he may jump out of my pocket at any time.
That's fair.
He could do it at the breakfast table.
Ooh, I got an interesting idea. While you guys are having this conversation, I look at Gus and say, "Hey, Gus, can I ask you a huge favor?
Sure.
Can I have one of those flowers that you have? Just one."
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and I'll take it. While they're talking, I leave to go to Lindariel's room to ask her if she's going to go to breakfast with us with the flower.
I don't want to say too much for her, but
she's absolutely love.
He slams the door in my face.
To make things easy for me for the rest of this episode, I was gonna have her in the next morning just go to work.
Okay, no, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah.
But
No, that's exactly what she's gonna do.
But I think she will accept your flower and appreciate it.
Cool. And then I'll come back and say she might be there, but I think we could definitely be there, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool.
Let me guess, she's working.
Those
Probably.
packages aren't going to deliver themselves.
Which also means
I mean-
you won't have her cart to get there by
Man.
7.
Fantastic.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Just for fun, can I see that Dravarak statue thing?
Shit.
I mean,
Gus breaks it.
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, I did tell him I would take care of it, so.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Catch, go on.
And I just want to. How similar is it in size to the thing that I got?
Rogue's
Well,
got a
Trevor,
rogue.
how big is it?
It fits in the hands, so that like the palm, yay big. Yay.
So it's probably.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'd
But yeah,
say his tiger figurine is slightly bigger, but not by much.
Okay.
And it's more brilliant.
It's more brilliant. But it is
Cool
dark.
eyes.
It's dark in there. It's torchlight probably.
Dark
I
vision.
knew it. You taking it?
All right, I would like to accidentally drop the figurine and be like, oh shoot, and bend over and pick it up and be like, oh, looks like it's okay, and hand it back, but hand him the other figurine.
Okay, I'm gonna have you. So the thing you are not paying attention to is, while Dravarax is gone, his figurine is heavy. It's heavier than normal. So I'm gonna have you make a sleight of hand check at disadvantage. And
I'm hoping
and I'm gonna have Dandrew make a perception check.
he's inebriated enough for me to get this. Deception, you said?
Sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand.
Good luck.
Disadvantage is an 18.
Rogue's got a rogue, man.
Mine's at 18.
Oh.
Mine would have been my first roll was a 20.
Oh,
So-
jeez.
Yeah, I rolled a 15 and a 13, and it's a +5.
Yeah,
That
mine's a
is an
17 plus
interesting
4.
outcome.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this is the thing Gus was trying to do. So you're setting his difficulty class, which he met.
Yep.
So he succeeds.
Yep.
Wait.
So
When
yeah,
in doubt, the person acting wins.
And I'm not going to do anything malicious with it. I just want to look
Drop
at
it in
it.
the river. See if Driver-X can swim. I got it.
so yeah, Gus now has the statue.
And drunk Dan puts the other one into his pocket and is like, good old Dravy, right here.
I got you, old buddy. Don't you worry.
Best smile this time. Somewhere.
All right, well, you guys have a great night. Remember, 7 a.m. Or no waffles.
Waffles.
And I'm going to leave.
All right.
All right.
Gus leaves. Do you two do anything else? Or you just
No,
go ahead with a
I
long
probably
rest?
go ahead and crash.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised Nightbreeze doesn't try to change runes since he was found. He get permission to be found.
There's no vacancy.
There's no vacancy.
Yeah.
No,
That's a problem for a sober night.
All right, so yeah, you two can go ahead and take a long rest, and Gus, I assume you're heading back to your place.
Yeah. Yep, I'm heading back.
And some of you can also take a long rest. And we'll jump over to Draverax.
Dun dun dun.
You've been waiting patiently. Okay, so the second day in a row, you woke up in your hotel room, got ready to go. We're excited to meet with this new group of people.
I was humming a song as I was getting ready, like putting my clothes on. Can't wait to meet my new best friend. It's gonna be a fun day.
And
yeah,
just
the creepy, weird smile.
It's like just as you got everything ready, you start to walk out the door, and you get whisked away again.
Mm.
It's kind of the same way it happened the previous day. Let's have you roll percentile dice.
Sure.
Last time you rolled a 14, I believe.
Correct. This time I rolled a 51.
51. Okay, I'm keeping track
At
of
all?
these. Let's open up my other chart. I made a chart of what things can
Oh,
happen to you.
cool. Does one of the options include getting dropped from a high height, crashing on the ground, and getting swapped out for a wooden version of myself?
Well, now.
Got the other thing.
Oh.
Put the other one in my pocket and then dropped the figurine, played it off like it was you.
I like
Okay,
it.
what number was that? 50, what?
51.
51. Okay. You, you feel yourself getting pulled away, and it's just dark for a while. You can't see anything, but you have a sensation that there's water around you, like you're swimming. And it's weird because you're still breathing okay. It doesn't seem like you're like drowning in water, but you feel around, there's like water all around you that you're swimming in, and at first it's just completely dark. So it's just another strange environment that you find yourself in. And not very long after you start to hear voices in Abyssal. One of them starts saying like, the farm is insignificant. We should focus on the city. And then you hear another voice shouts an explicative, which doesn't really translate well from the Abyssal. But it's basically like, shut up, you fool. You are so puny and little compared to me that you do not have the authority to speak. Is especially this one word explicative. And he says, they're going to take the farm. They're going to take souls. We have to watch them. We can't let them have the farm and the city. And you actually recognize this is the voice you heard at the end of your previous encounter with the imp.
The one that said we should observe them, right?
Yeah.
So which one was the one that is the voice I recognize? The one that says the expletive? The second one.
Yeah.
So that's the voice that I recognized.
Yeah. And he again said we have to watch them.
We have to watch them.
So
And he's the one that is interacting with somebody else. Somebody else is talking about a farm and a city. They're going to take...
Yeah.
They're going to... Got it. Okay.
And as
okay.
you're listening to this, the voices kind of fade out. They kind of argue a little bit, and your eyes kind of adjust, and you see some light, and it's not at all what you had expected. You see kind of trees in a forest above you. You see kind of like the first lights of dawn coming up. You're facing to the east to a sunrise, and you see a big landscape in front of you, and you are like floating in the air, like maybe 50 to 100 feet up, and you're swimming in the air in this space, and looking straight down, there is a farm. There's like a cornfield and a small house and a couple other outbuildings that you are just floating over.
Does it look natural, or does it look like the fabric world that I was in before? Or does it look like, you know what I mean? Does it...
Make a perception check.
Sure, thank you. like, does it look 16 plus 18?
So the environment around you looks normal, but the weird thing is you and where you're at, because you're literally swimming in the air, and it's if you like move your hand in front of your face, it like ripples. So that looks really weird, but otherwise it seems like a natural place. It's very early in the morning. It's pretty dark. I will have you make a nature check.
Okay. 19.
19. That's pretty good. So when you left Waterdeep, it was early spring. It's like the 20th. When did you leave? I don't know. 20th or 21st of chess. It's early spring. But you can see like this is a cornfield, and then maybe a couple other crops growing. The corn is pretty tall. It's probably late in the summer, from what you can tell by that. So that's a little weird from when you thought you just were.
So the time doesn't align. I'm gonna try to see if I can maneuver. Like you said, I was sort of swimming in the air with my hands. I'm gonna try to swim down towards the farm, but not like to the farm, but like towards a tree. See if I can get my bearing, work my way around movement, because it seems like this would be a difficult type of movement.
Yeah.
What do I need to do that?
I would say you can do it. You can totally orient yourself around, and you can move, but it's very slow. It's kind of like there's when you do kind of like your swing strokes, there's not that much resistance on it, and you kind of just see you like making ripples away. You do move, but not. Like you could spend like hours at this and only move a little ways.
So I'm not gonna get far. Basically, it's a futile attempt to try to work my way.
I mean, you could, down. But you as you do it, it's you're moving very slow.
Got it. So I mentioned the visual. Do things sound like similar? Do they smell like? Does it feel like I'm in a regular world and I'm just in this weird like water bubble thing?
Yeah, as far as audio, you do kind of hear like ripples when you move a lot, but otherwise things sound like you would expect them to sound.
Okay.
You don't really smell anything too much. There's not a lot. You're not super close to anything.
Sure.
Yeah. It smells like fresh outdoor air.
Do I have my utilities with me, like weapons?
All your stuff. Yeah.
All the stuff I was going to take with me. Yeah. I'm going to use the rope that I have in my bag. I'm going to tie a knot on the rope and lower it down to a tree branch and see if I could use that to pull myself down, if I can actually interact with this world, or if it's like I'm just vapor kind of thing. That's what I'm trying.
So your rope also kind of floats. It doesn't move with gravity like you'd expect. So it's hard to like you can kind of like try and throw it and hold on to one end. But again, it's very slowly, like, kind of drifting, and it stays bunched up. It's hard to uncoil it.
Interesting.
And so as the sun gets it's dawn now, so it comes up. You do notice 2 imps walking down the path next to the cornfield.
Can I make a perception check to see if these are the same 2 imps that I witnessed before?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh, that's not good. Perception. 10.
10. You haven't seen a ton of imps, and maybe the racist notion that all imps look alike comes to mind, but they do seem like the same imps.
Okay.
With a 10, you do notice one of them is holding a big shiny dagger. And yeah, they're walking up the path towards the farmhouse.
Do I notice anything? I mean, it's a farmhouse. I imagine a family. It looks like a people place.
There is a window that you can kind of see into, but so far it's dark inside the house. You haven't seen anything from them. But if you're just waiting just a minute, it's not too long before they are up and starting their day. You see at least one person come out, and they go to one of the buildings out back. It's hard to see beyond the house, but you think there's another building back there with some animals in it.
Okay.
So at least one man comes out. It's a human male. Comes out and goes to that building, and you can see at least someone else moving inside the house.
Do the people that are moving around see the imps?
They do
Does
not.
it look? They do not.
So the imps go they go back and they go around behind the house. You can't really see where they went. So you basically saw them enter and then disappear.
And so I'm seeing a person walk around. I saw the imps enter, one of them carrying a dagger. And I'm, for the most part, stuck in the sky. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to move again. And this time I'm going to grab one of my hand axes and tie it to the rope to try to get some heft, use momentum to spin and fling it down. I know that I'll probably move in a different direction, but I'm more massive than the axe. So as I fling it down, I'm hoping it'll at least go towards the ground or towards a tree to get myself to the, the ground to get closer to these things and observe what I can.
Sure. Let's do an athletics check.
Okay. Sweet. 18.
Yeah. So
Plus
that works pretty well. It's still that the axe moves pretty slowly, but it does what you expect it to do, and it will unravel the rope with it, and you can feel it pull taut, and it'll pull you forward a little bit to give you a little extra momentum.
Well, what I was trying to do is get the axe to go to a tree and hook the tree with the axe.
Oh yeah.
Throw the axe
how long
to
is
get
your rope?
distance. I think it's 50. Hold on one second. Yeah, 50 feet.
Okay. I didn't map this up, but let's. Okay, I'll say you were close enough to have it hit a tree, and
Okay.
it kind of just. Yeah, I'll say I'll let you have it. It'll go over a branch and kind of wrap around it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So like a grapple. Got it. So I have the branch and I can pull myself
you
down
can
to
start
the
pulling
tree.
yourself to it.
Okay, I'm going to try to do this fast because I know the voice said we need to observe them from a previous entry into this, wherever it is that I am. But the concept of danger is also on my mind, right? Imps with knives going towards people, something's going to happen. So I want to clamber my way down the rope, get my axe, put it back in my pocket and all that, work my way down the tree and see if I can crawl on the ground or something to get towards the house. To see if I can see what the imps are doing. That's what I want to see, if I can find the imps.
Everything about this place is just thwarting your need for haste. Even pulling yourself on the rope takes forever, and I say you can get there. It maybe takes a couple hours before you get to the tree.
Oh,
It's
just pulling down is just super slow up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's super weird. Every time you move, it just creates wakes through the atmosphere that you can see and hear. And
So it's almost like you're in water.
Yeah, it's like you're in a fluid environment, but everything around you looks like you're just in the air. So
Stays in deep water.
Are you saying that air is like a fluid?
It is. Fluid dynamics deals with air.
Yeah.
I know.
So yeah, that's it. By this time, you see the front door opens and you see a younger woman come out of the house, and she goes around back, and maybe a couple minutes later, she comes out with a cart and a horse and heads back out the path. So she's leaving home.
Okay. So younger woman left, guy went around, imps went inside as far as I know, right? That's the last I saw.
Yeah, they kind of went around back, so you didn't really see where they went from there. And that farmer guy comes out and he'll kind of tend to some of the crops. You can see him here and there doing his farmer business. He's not doing a whole lot. He's kind of just checking on things for the morning.
Since I heard voices when I arrived in this place when it was still dark, felt like I was underwater, I'm gonna just speak out. Not particularly loud, but just speak out. and basically just ask, if all I'm supposed to do is observe, do I just let happen what will happen? And I just hope that that one voice will respond. Just trying to get a communication open with that
when you say that, it sounds really weird to you. Because of this weird, like, you're not really in atmosphere, you're kind of in water, not really. So it's kind of like, sounds like a mix of both environments. But yeah, you say that and it seems weird, you don't get any response to it.
Okay, well, since I'm unable to move, unable to speak, I'm gonna pull, I'm guessing I have parchment in my bag, I don't have it listed, but I'm gonna see what I can do to make notes of what I see.
Sure.
Right, take notes about
did
what
you
the
actually
house
go all
looks
the way
like.
to the tree?
Yeah.
Okay, and are you, so I'll say another weird thing you discover. You get to the limb of the tree, you feel like your weight should, like, jostle the leaves or the branches or anything. It doesn't react to you. So you can touch it, but, like, you can't, like, the wooden branch should be pliable, and it's not, it feels very rigid. Even though, like, if there's, like, a breeze, the tree shakes with that, and it'll shake you, but you can't, it's like you can't interact with it.
Oh. This is cool. Very difficult, but very cool. So, like I said, while I'm on this tree branch thing, I'm gonna basically, if I don't have something to write with, I think I do. Maybe I don't. I'm just gonna start telling myself what I see, like what the house looks like, colors, to see if maybe this is, like, trying to implant a memory that I can keep for later. Like if I ever encounter a house like this or the people like this.
Sure. Let me see if I have any more. I don't know if I have any more details about the house. I don't know if I wrote them down.
That's okay.
It's a pretty standard farmhouse. There's nothing super interesting about it.
Can I get a sense, when I was 50 feet in the air before I got to the tree, could I get a sense of, like, where was I near mountains? Am I near the sea?
There's kind of forest area in front of you, so it's there's kind of like you're kind of like on the edge of plains and forest, and that's where this farm was before the forest begins. I think that's about it.
All right, so I think at this point I'm just in observing mode. I'm going to watch what I can watch, and take notes if I can, or just say things to myself to try to keep.
Yeah, I'd say a few more hours go by and it's fairly boring. You eventually see the other person in the house is another woman, an older woman. So it seems like this was the two farmers and their daughter live here. And they kind of go about their chores for the day. As you're waiting, you notice there's a fair number of birds around.
Fair number of birds, like flying in the sky or on the tree near me?
Kind of in the trees. They might not be right up near you, but it seems odd how many birds there are in the trees here.
Can I take a perception check about, like, what kind of birds they are, if they're natural?
Definitely. Yep.
Okay. Perception. I just need to remember 2. 7.
7.
They look like birds.
Most of them are crows.
Ooh. Are they loud? Can I hear them?
Occasionally, they're not making all that much noise, but they do caw out a little bit.
Okay.
You're actually kind of surprised at how little you hear for how many you've seen. And are you still just kind of hanging out in that tree, or are you trying to move anymore?
I mean, having sat for a couple of hours just to observe, I think, again, my goal was to sort of pull myself down the tree, so maybe I'll start that.
Yeah. Yep.
To see if I can get to ground level. And I'm imagining if the branch doesn't move, that the tree probably doesn't either. And if and when I get to the ground, the grass the same way?
Yeah, it's you can, like, basically walk above the blades of grass. Or similarly, if you try to touch the corn, you can't move it.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to make my way towards the farmhouse then, even if it takes excruciating amount of time.
Okay. You can start that journey. It's
Okay.
still a ways off from what you've experienced with your movement so far. It's going to take you like most of the day to get there.
And the crows are just around.
Yeah, they're up in the trees. There's maybe a couple on the ground, like pecking for food.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try yelling, just yelling, to see if I can get a reaction out of the birds at all, or any kind of reaction from the world around me. I'm guessing the answer's no, but I'm gonna pursue that.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think you need to make any kind of check for it. You go ahead and yell. You don't really see any reaction to it.
So no startle, no attention drawn.
It reminds me a little bit of the Max Payne dream world. He would have these nightmares, and he would move in slow motion, and everything was chaos around him. That's what it reminds me of.
Crows, I was going to say that I thought you were astral projecting.
But yeah, I'm at a loss for what to do here. There's little I can, so I will crowdsource some suggestions with the murder of crows and the sea world that I'm living in and the real world. I'm observing, but I'm not sure what else to do. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's tough because what is your purpose there?
Well, see, that's just it. I don't know what my purpose is.
Yeah.
I'll at this point I'll let you go ahead and make an Arcana check at disadvantage to see if you can learn anything about what is going on.
Oh, that's not bad. Disadvantage. So Arcana is 15 and 4, 19.
19. That's pretty good. So you've been with Volo's help. You've been trying to like study what's been happening to you and how you've been transporting to places, and he's helped a little bit. I think we didn't completely declare this ahead of time, but if you want to go with this, I think he's the one who helped bind you to the figurine, so you always come back to the same point.
Okay, yeah.
And he thought that would keep you here. It would bind you indefinitely, but you're still been transporting. But it has at least helped, so you have a reliable place you come back to. So that has helped, and yeah, you've just been traveling between the planes, and it's strange. But this one and the previous one are different. Like, you did not end up in a place where you had before, but it's like completely different. Something seems to be interfering with your travel for the past 2 times.
Something's been interfering with me the past.
Yeah, so these past 2 times where you have transported, something has interfered with that. It's not the same thing that
it doesn't feel
before.
the same way?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so something has changed the past 2 times.
So it's like something's going on between the planes that is like disrupting your travels.
Interesting. And does the Arcana check tell me like what plane I'm in? If I can see multiple planes, it looks like I can see the like the tactile world, but also.
Yeah, that's hard to say. I'd say you think maybe you're not even in a plane at the moment. It's something else is going on here.
Okay.
Like this is some other kind of construct.
Interesting.
Brief timeout.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Pinged on the side. Man, I'm at a loss Guys, any suggestions?
It doesn't sound like there's much for actions that you can actually do.
Yeah, I mean, the observe thing,
I tried to kill yourself.
I have not attempted that. But that actually brings up a good point. Can I injure myself? I'll try to like pinch my hand and see if that hurts. Do I feel?
It
pain?
feels what you expect it to feel, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So I will not try to kill myself.
So you are still corporeal in some sense.
Yeah.
What about
Which
your
is separated from.
or
I'm
whatever-
sorry.
What about your dragon breath?
I could try that skill. That's not a bad idea. I actually thought about that when I was thinking of a way to move, to use the dragon breath as like jet fuel, you know. But I
Thrusters.
thought, but my center of mass is like I would basically just pivot into circle. But I'll try it. I mean, I think that's a good suggestion, Michael. So I will try that. I will try to use my dragon breath, and just see if it can pierce through this weird water bubble I'm in, if it can affect the world around me, if it moves me in any way. It's worth a shot. I'm here for seems like hours, so why not?
Okay, you let forth your mighty breath, and it reacts as if you were doing this underwater. So you have a bunch of things around you. It seems like it's boiling, and there's bubbles.
Ooh.
And
Are the bubbles going up?
they kind of just disperse out. They don't necessarily go up. They kind of go out, and you can see them keep going, and they trailing ripples behind them.
And they just continue on. At some point, does it transition from the bubble world to the?
They kind of
world
just keep
I'm observing.
going.
Huh.
And yeah, did you like target anything around you to try to catch on fire?
A crow.
I mean, I'm below the crows at this point. I think I probably went around in
Just on the
the
ground.
base of the tree. Or yeah. I mean, I didn't actually have a target in mind. I thought maybe I'd try it, and if I could get the breath to go, then maybe target something. So
Sure. Say if maybe like you aimed it towards the ground. It had no effect on the ground.
the ground is untouched. The bubbles of does the water-ish stuff around me feel warmer? Am I warming up the water that I'm in?
It does. You did feel the heat from it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Man, this is a
And
good
also,
tricky one.
you also do feel the warmth from the day. It is a. It is a sunny day. And also, you do feel like the breeze come through. When
What is it, a night breeze?
yeah. Well, for now it's a
Thank you.
day breeze, but we'll see how long he's here. Once it becomes about noontime, you see the farmer comes out and starts moving through the cornfield. He's like checking it, and he's pulling weeds and doing his normal routine.
How close am I to him?
I'd say you've moved a bit, 20, 30 feet. It's not far. He'll kind of like go through the rows of corn, so he'll naturally like come by you pretty close.
Okay, I'm gonna try to touch him. Try to get into a position to touch him, interact with him, and if I touch him and he's immobile and doesn't respond to my touch, yell and see if he responds to that. And if that doesn't happen, I'm not sure what to do after that. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get his attention in some shape or form.
Have you do a dexterity check just to see if you can maneuver yourself to him.
Okay. That's on the edge. Oh, natural 20. Yes.
Natural 20, yeah.
Yes.
So you can totally you kind of like plan it out where he's moving, and so you get right to the end of one of the corn rows and just wait for him to like he goes down the row in front, and he comes back and he comes right up to you, and he basically just walks into you, and you basically just get knocked back from him, and he does not notice you or anything. Kind of like everything else you were touching is like you don't interact with him. But he's solid, so when he comes in contact with you, it pushes you, and you kind of like keep going a little bit because there's no resistance in this liquid realm.
Cool. In that case, can I do a throw of some sort to grab a hold of his leg or a part of his shirt or something that he could be? I'm just basically in a water ski behind him and go where he goes to get a better observation.
I'll say you could have had that plan with your rope. If you want to
Great.
To kind of like
Perfect.
rope around him.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a much better idea than just trying to grab onto something that you give.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll lasso the man.
Yeah, and you're going for a very slow ride through a cornfield. And,
all right.
And then you're just banging and bouncing off of the different plants in the ground.
Does it hurt?
A little bit, but not. You can withstand it.
Okay. Huh.
It's super weird to run into a solid stalk of corn.
To pinball through a cornfield? Yeah. Yes. Cal or Michael, any suggestions?
Mm-mm. It's one of those.
This is a fascinating scenario. I am dumbfounded.
Yeah, there isn't a ton you can do. It's pretty boring too, other than just like the experience of where you're at.
Bouncing off solid objects, yeah.
But it's just like it's a farmer doing his job, and you're watching him.
So when you started this, you were floating in the air and you had to pull yourself down. But now you're we were able to walk along the grass just at a reduced pace.
Yep.
Try jumping.
Okay. That's a good suggestion. I will try an immense jump.
Yep,
While holding onto the rope. That way, if you go flying,
Yeah, you can do well, first of all, it's difficult to like bend down because when you bend your knees, they want to like come up to the rest of you. But I'd say after a couple attempts, and especially using the farmer's momentum, you can eventually get to a way where you're down on the ground. You can push off, and you do start rising. It's still slow, but yeah, you'll keep going until the rope gets taut, and now you're just a dragonborn
parasailing behind him.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so now I have a better vantage point, and I'm tied to a moving object.
Are you supposed to kill the farmer?
I can't.
He
I can't interact with him.
Oh.
Fly to the sun.
And from up at this point, you can see around you, there are more crows. They're like circled around the field, and
all right, so
moving closer.
I'm gonna do a check. I don't know what kind of check to do. I'm gonna do a nature check to see if you said it's unnatural, but I want to do a nature check to know if I would know why there are a lot of crows, a murder of crows showing up. Because I don't. Oh, no. Nope, that's a solid 6. Just
Hey, Josh, roll.
It definitely seems very weird the way they're acting, and it's like they are planning to like surround the farmer.
interesting.
But you don't have any idea what their motive might be or why this could be happening.
This is the medieval version of Dead Like Me.
Are they the ones that are observing?
And the farmer doesn't seem to have noticed them too much yet. He's got his head down at the dirt and the soil and the crops.
He's doing his farm thing. Farmer gonna farm. Man.
And yeah, you're just floating behind. Okay. So yeah, it's not too much longer. He goes through another couple of rows. He's got a big handful of like weeds he's been pulling up, and he sticks his head up just in time for a crow to come in and it like attacks him. Crow comes in, just like bites him on the face, and he's like, "What?" And he swats at it and it flies away, and he sees the other crows and he shouts, and they all kind of scatter. They fly off when he starts making noise and like making a commotion.
What kind of weird Edgar Allan Poe thing you got going here?
They're not ravens, they're crows.
Yeah. And he,
So clearly I'm supposed to be the scarecrow here and just stand... No.
Well, yeah, he kind of throws a fit, and he does, and any crows that are around, he goes and like runs at them and makes them leave, and he's got a good scratch on his face, so he goes back in.
Interact with the crows at all, Nicholas.
What was that?
Can you interact with the crows at all? Touch them?
I attempted to yell to see if I can get a reaction out of them, but I can try. I'll see what I can do. Right now I'm above him.
Yeah, they clearly react to the farmer in the way they didn't react to you.
Okay.
But
so it's safe to assume that I can't interact with the crows either?
Probably. That's what you'd be thinking so far.
That's what you would be thinking.
Yeah. And so yeah, he goes back in towards the house to try and like get bandaged up.
Okay. I'm just holding on as he gets back to the house. If he's getting back to the house, then I'll do the pull down the rope thing, and again look for the imps to see what the imps are up to.
Oh, so what? How are you doing this?
I remember I was lassoed around him, and he's walking around. I'm just gonna try to get closer, pull myself via the rope towards him.
Okay.
To see if I can find the imps and see if I can interact with the imps. Because the last time I was in a weird world that wasn't a plane that I was used to being in, when I rushed at the imps, I was pulled out of it. So I'm thinking if I'm going to get out of it, maybe the imps are my doorway out of this particular plane.
Okay, so make a perception check.
Sure. 12.
12, you don't see them anywhere.
Boo.
And the next interesting thing happens as the farmer gets to the house, and there's steps up the front porch. As he kind of crosses that plane of like where the house is, the rope kind of passes through him, and he goes into the house, and the rope falls.
Oh,
wow.
Go in the house.
Wow.
So
Definitely try and go
So it's kind of like he goes in, and it leaves you outside. With
The
your
imps
rope.
disappeared by the house. The lady disappeared by the house. Now he disappeared in the house.
Well, you can still see him, but there was some kind of barrier or something the rope didn't go through.
All right.
That he
Can I do a check then? Can I do a what kind of check would I do? Perception is basic. Would I do an Arcana check?
I'll just say this: you can just move forward, and just kind of touch where he went through, and it's a solid barrier to you. So
But I can see through it.
you can see through it, but you can't pass through it.
is there salt on the ground?
Not a bad question. Is there blood around the doorposts? So you don't see anything strange. Interesting. I would try windows. I imagine the house itself is blocked to me, but I'll try. I'll try to go towards the window to do the same thing. Are the windows open or closed?
They're closed.
Actually,
It's a summer day. They're probably open.
Ooh. Same thing. Are the windows
Yeah, it
like
seems
mime wall to me?
It seems like for some short perimeter around the whole house, you can't pass through it.
Man.
You just hit the invisible wall in the video game. Yeah. And yeah, you can hear the farmer and his wife discussing inside, talking about the crows. Like, oh, we have to build scarecrows.
That's why they're called scarecrows.
They're having a conversation about that.
Is it a loving conversation, Stephen? Do they seem like a loving couple?
They don't seem like there's a lot of animosity. It seems like a normal conversation.
Normal couple that hates crows.
Yeah. Doesn't it's hard to determine anything about their relationship status from this conversation.
Interesting.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. So it feels like a giant puzzle that I'm in, and I feel like I know some things about the world, but I don't know the key to get out of it. But in past, I haven't actually been in control of going into or coming out of these places. Yeah. So I'm at a loss for what Dravarax would do. WWD do. What would Dravarax do? He is used to surviving. Do I feel hungry having been here for a handful of hours? Do I feel like I need to eat or drink?
Been here for like most of the day. You do feel a little hungry. It's not as It's not as bad as you normally would think you would feel for going most of the day without any sustenance, but it's noticeable.
That is. One thing I didn't cover with you, Stephen, I don't know if this is related to it, but so the tome that Dravrax interacted with that started this whole process, I wasn't even sure if I took that tome with me or if it was like touched and disappeared after I interacted with it. You know, like I don't know if it exists in the material world anymore. I wasn't sure how to play with that MacGuffin.
I will let you decide if you want to have it still or not. Like have it in your inventory.
Because I feel like if I had it in my inventory,
yeah, I don't think it disappeared.
It.
I think you either took it or you left it. So I'll let you decide that.
I'll just say that it's in my inventory, and in this space now, I would open it up and see if there was anything that made any sense about what I'm experiencing. Do some deep scholarly research of the tome that I haven't done before, because I've sort of avoided going into the book before.
Yeah.
But I'll crack it open again and see if the writing indicates anything about what I'm experiencing, if I can even understand it.
Okay. So I'll say you'll spend some time reading.
Yeah.
Some of it's in common, some of it's in various other languages, and you've at least opened this once before. Have you? But you haven't. You said you haven't been reading it since then.
Yeah. So after I opened it the first time, and then the teleportation stuff happened, I've avoided going into it, recognizing it as the source of my curse. Mm-hmm. But in this current scenario where I'm incapable of interacting with the world that I found myself in, my curiosity is piqued now to go back to the tome, which I recognize as the source of whatever it is that I'm dealing with, mm-hmm. to see if it can give me some insight, information, anything specifically key on what might be happening, where I am, how do I get out of this, that kind of thing.
Yeah, from what you get so far, just starting to read it, it seems very mundane. It's not giving you away answers for anything. There's no juicy details in here. It's more just like it seems kind of like a textbook from things that the people you were with were teaching you, and it's kind of similar to those studies that really had nothing to do with what's been going on, as far as you know.
So no special clues.
At least from starting to read through it, you haven't. This isn't like a thorough examination of it. But while you're doing that, you do notice the farmers have nailed together some boards, and they've started stuffing some hay into some sacks, and they are building a scarecrow. The wife is carving through a large pumpkin to make just a gross head, and they look upon their work, and it looks like a gross scarecrow, and they will erect it in the field.
Phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a scarecrow with burlap bags and hay sticking out of it, and a pumpkin head. And yeah, since the farmers scared off the crows, they've kept their distance. They're not all gone, but there's definitely far fewer of them, and not as close. And maybe the scarecrow is helping as well. But I imagine you're kind of just floating near the edge of the house reading your book.
Yep. But I'm study time with Dravrax.
Yeah. So you're just aware of this going on for the afternoon. And so most of the day has passed, and starting to get dark. You probably notice the farmers go. They probably do have a couple animals. It's not really a livestock farm, but they do have a few animals, so they're going and taking care of them in the evening, feeding them, and so on and so forth. But it won't be too much longer before they go in for the evening.
putting on my D&D training. When the DM says things, it's important. A lot of crows, gotta be important. Scarecrow, gotta be important. Can't get in the house, gotta be important. Can't interact with the world, obviously important. No hints or clues. No response when I call out to the voices at the beginning. I feel hungry, but not as hungry as I would expect considering how long I've been there.
I'd say here by evening, you're kind of feeling like it's lunchtime as far as like as hungry as you are. So it's not like you're miserable. I haven't eaten all day.
Yeah.
So, but you do wish you had brought a sandwich with you.
I feel like I do have.
You
in
probably
my
have
equipment,
rations.
Rations. I might bust them out and munch on them. And if that's the case, I'm going to see if I can. I have 1 day ration. 1 day of rations. Yeah, I'll crack it open and eat some food because I won't be able to get food from where I am. If there's bread in the rations, which I'm hoping there might be, I'm gonna see if I could, put it around me. See if the crows come for
your
it.
rations, so it's whatever you decide it is.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna have a really really good sandwich with some thick meat and some cheese. I'm a big fan of the cheese.
Sure.
Good thick bread, artisanal bread.
Yeah.
With the dust on the top that makes it look all authentic and real. And then I'm gonna break some of the bread and use it to see if I could coax critters to it. I'm not interacting with stuff though. Man, I'm a lost voice.
Yeah. If you like pull off a crumb of bread and let go of it, it still kind of floats there like you're floating.
Gotcha.
I'll say it's starting to get dark out. You see, you can see a light through the window in the house. So they probably have a fireplace or a lamp or something.
I could just be that creepy guy that spies on a family for the rest of the night. That may be what I do. I think that's what I'm doing. I think I'm just fine.
Smiling awkwardly through the window.
They wouldn't be able to see me, so I'm smiling as big as I could.
So I'd say you can get a pretty good view into the kitchen. They're not currently in the kitchen, but that's the best room you can kind of get a view into from the restraints on your position.
Yeah, if you're gonna peep, you're gonna peep in the kitchen.
Kitchen's the place to be peeping.
Yeah.
Peeper's gonna peep.
And yeah, after a while, their light goes out, and they've gone to bed for the evening.
Oh man, now it's boring again.
Yeah, it's been boring most of the day. This was a very, very long day.
So I think what Drav is gonna do is he's gonna stretch himself out in this bubbly watery world and take himself a good nap. It's, after his lunch, which is nighttime here, but maybe he can sleep off this weird ethereal hangover that's happening.
Sure. You don't get to doze off too much. You hear kind of a commotion coming from inside, and lights come back
Just when I stopped peeping.
Yeah, it was upstairs where there weren't windows that you could see into. But yeah, you hear shouting, you hear like movement, and just kind of like running through the house. After a bit, you see they do enter the kitchen, and the woman is holding their lantern, and she has the shiny large dagger in her hand.
Oh.
And
She has the dagger.
Yeah.
Is it bloody?
It is not. But you see the man come in, but he looks super weird. He looks like he has kind of feathers on him, and he is darker. But it was his same jacket he was wearing. He was wearing now. Apparently, he wears a jacket to bed.
His night jacket.
Yeah.
We all have one.
But it's definitely him. But he looks weird. And you see him, he goes in and goes to grab her, and she stabs him. And he goes down. And,
Dang.
And yeah, she starts screaming and crying over him. But yeah, he is dead.
She murdered the Birdman.
Yeah.
Who was not a birdman prior to being attacked by birds.
Yeah. That is that's important.
So are they the imps?
Well, she's got the knife, which is what made me think that. But I don't know, man. What can I tell?
Shame, but
What was that, Michael?
nothing.
I heard that. The stream heard that.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'll let you make either a perception or a religion check.
Doing religion. DM suggested religion. I'm going to do a religion check.
Okay.
Do a religion.
Natural 20 again! Boys, this is the best. I don't know if you can see that. Natural 20 again.
A natural 20. So you're familiar with
Very
something
holy.
called lycanthropy, where certain animals can pass on a curse that makes you turn into that kind of animal.
Yeah.
And you are aware usually one of the weaknesses of someone under those curse is a silvered weapon, and that dagger is silver.
That's how you became a dragon, right? You got scratched by a lizard.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I hate silver, and I have ever since.
So the farmer was a werewolf, and she had
Werecrow.
a werecrow.
But he got turned into a werecrow earlier in the day.
By the crow scratching
Or
his face.
oversized kinku.
The things that we fought in the warehouse? Those things?
Okay.
Oh. But he turned into it. And is it a full moon? Can I
It
see
is.
that from? Oh, the plot thickens. So it's a
So-
full moon.
So the woman was like crying over the body, and it seems like she kind of just fell asleep there.
Where's the daughter? Did she ever come back?
She did not come back.
Man.
But
She is now the scarecrow.
it doesn't take long before the woman gets up, and she starts. She looks over her dead husband for a moment, and then she starts dragging him away. She comes out the front door, and starts pulling him down the path.
Okay. I'm gonna try to lasso her too. See where she's going.
Okay.
Might as well
Um,
go for a ride.
When in doubt, ski.
Interact with the dead body.
I'll have you.
What was that?
I'll have you just do another dexterity check for the lasso.
Huh. 5.
5. Doesn't work very well. You kind of like throw that. You still have it on an axe, right? You throw
Yep.
kind of throw the axe, and she kind of walks into it, and it wraps around her, but it doesn't like catch on anything. So it as she moves, it kind of just unravels.
Unravels.
See if you can interact with the dead body.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what she said. See if you can interact with the dead body. All right, I'll try it.
Anytime there's a dead body, you gotta loot it.
You got touch it. Poke.
I'll give it. I'll say you're close enough that even though your rope didn't work, you could reach out and grab him, like grab his foot as she's dragging him away. And
I'll do that.
if you can hold on, then you're getting dragged along too.
Driver action totally hold on. Does anything happen with me touching this dead body?
No,
It has-
it's like touching anything else you've touched here. You can't like manipulate it. You think if you're like grabbing onto a shoe, you could at least like squeeze it a little. It doesn't.
No,
It doesn't have any give. But
Steel-toed boots
Yeah.
happens all the time.
Blood right ever.
yeah. But I'll say you can hold on for a bit. She goes about halfway down the path and then stops and turns into the cornfield, approaching where that scarecrow was. And when she gets there, she lifts the body up to the scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
The scarecrow moves. It looks down and grabs the body and starts eating it.
What in the world?
It is.
What are you doing?
It is really super gross. This mushy pumpkin jack-o'-lantern mouth is chewing on this dead man. And
Can
it's
I
this
touch the
dead crow man.
All right, I'm doing some kind of check on the pumpkin man.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Pick one. what do
You know what? I'm gonna do a performance check. I'm gonna see if I can perform really well for this little pumpkin man, so he can see me. No, I'm gonna do a. Obviously, it's not now. Perception doesn't matter because I can see what I can see. History.
No. Feels like Arcana or religion.
Maybe, yeah. I did a religion check earlier and it was awesome. And all I learned was I remembered lycanthropy. I'll do Arcana. Arcana one more time.
Okay.
Oh no. It's 11. It's an 11.
You know of there can
Plus
be
four.
magic that can animate things.
All right.
But you don't really know if that's what's going on here. But it's super unsettling. I remember this would have been a good story for last week. But yeah, he as you sit there and watch, the scarecrow
He devours the dead body,
the whole thing,
the man's
and
dead body.
It just has like blood splatters all over its eerie pumpkin face. And
I just yell, "What are you, pumpkin man?"
yeah, and there's no
No response
to that, and the woman is just standing there, and I'll have
Watching it happen?
Yeah, have make another perception check.
Ooh, that's not bad. It's 21.
So what you see that the woman doesn't see, there are 2 more scarecrows approaching behind her.
Oh, they're gonna eat her.
And they're just kind of sneaking up. They're not making any noise. And
Get 'em!
While she is standing there, they both jump and tackle her.
Ah,
And at that point, you feel a familiar sensation. You are getting pulled out of this reality.
good.
You feel just getting sucked back to where you were, and I think that's where we're gonna take a break.
Oh,
Not a bad idea. In future retellings of this story, Dravorax will absolutely add to it that he fought valiantly to protect these people, and instead of just watching in disgust as a pumpkin man ate a dead body and then more ate the woman. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah,
The story's going to change just a little bit.
yeah. All
Oh,
right.
all right. Yeah, that's great.
I'll leave you there with that. Fun times. We'll be
Fun
back.
times.
We'll be back in a little bit. All right, we are back after that fun scene. So I want to jump to Gus. So you went back to your estate for the evening.
I did.
Can you describe what you did with Dravorax's figurine?
I stuck it in the kitchen pantry. I was deciding between my parents' bedroom and the pantry, and I decided to go to the pantry because it would probably be pretty funny if he popped out while we were eating breakfast. Just came out of the pantry.
Okay, and describe the pantry. I imagine it's a larger, like, walk-in room with tons of storage
Yeah,
shelves.
it's a big, probably, say 5 feet wide, 10 feet long, or 10 feet deep room, just with shelves, different dry goods.
Okay.
It's dark.
And you just put it on the shelf?
Yeah, just pop it on the shelf. In the back.
Okay. Interesting choice. So yeah, you'll wake up for the morning. Your servants are already up preparing. I'm sure you told them about your guests for the day.
And waffles were important.
But only if they arrive on time.
I told him, don't bring out the waffles until you see the guy in purple here no later than 5 after 7.
You gave me 5 whole minutes. Look at you.
Yeah.
And did you do anything to like say this is like an exclusive meal, or are you expecting your family to join?
No, it's like, yeah, these are just some people I've been hanging around for a little bit. Just treat them like they're normal people.
Are you acting like the college son who comes home with bro friends? It's like,
Yeah.
hey mom, we're gonna have breakfast.
Hey mom, can you make some eggs?
What?
Making waffles, Mom?
Although in your case, it's mom, can you have your servants make?
Yeah.
So I'd say some of your family is actually away at the moment. And
They usually are.
I'd say
They try to avoid you.
your father's like just gone to business early in the morning. He's still in town, but he's just out. Yeah, your two older siblings are out of town at the moment, and so your mom
Business.
and your is it a brother and sister, or who's below you?
I believe it's a brother and a sister below me.
Yeah, they're still here. They'll join you for breakfast.
They're like upper teens.
Yeah, they're around. They might not be super interested in like coming to a formal breakfast at the table, but
Yeah. No, they usually just grab their food and head to their rooms to hang out.
Are they emo?
Yeah, super emo.
Emo
They're both,
teenagers.
like, really into the Raven Queen.
But their breakfast is like Lucky Charms syrup. Like things that are brightly colored and bring smiles to children's faces.
Lathander ooze. So yeah, by the time you wake up, the servants have breakfast underway. It's
I did tell them to leave a space for Dravarax as well, because I'm anticipating him to show up.
he's gonna show up.
Uh-oh. That DM smile is it?
You smiles, you're screwed.
Roll initiative.
And so you two back at the Inn of the Dripping Dagger. Lindariel is going to go ahead and say she wants to go back to work since she feels like she did a poor job the last couple days, and she still doesn't want to burn that bridge with her boss.
She has been negligent.
So she's going to go do a good days of work and deliveries.
There's a bunch of packages to deliver. I get ready for waffles.
So I assume you guys are just heading up.
Oh yeah.
I want to make a quick stop by the front desk. Having seen Lindariel's reaction to the single flower, I want to ask the desk clerk to see if they could place an order
Oh boy.
flowers to have placed at her door with no note, and I'll pay whatever is needed.
Okay, that's not usually a service that they offer, so they will charge you pretty good for that.
Yeah, but a concierge will do anything for a couple extra coin.
Yeah. I was talking here. Let me see what I can do.
Just ask concierge Marie. Nobody remember her from the office?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
So say decide how much you want to spend on flowers, and then add 2 silver to it.
At 3 silver. How much was that bouquet that you got? The small bouquet?
His was 1 silver for the bouquet.
Probably something same size. So
Okay.
4 silver then.
Sure.
Make sure the flowers have roots. Like get a potted plant. She likes the natural stuff. Maybe getting her dying flowers would be kind of offensive. Just guessing. Just throwing that out there. I don't know.
You're in somebody's pocket.
No, I'm in somebody's pantry.
Oh yeah, that's true. No, that's true.
I still think he's in my pocket.
Right.
I would love to see you on the way to Gus's house pull the figurine out and be like, oh, this is bad. And then you're just like, well, it was bound to happen one time.
Yeah, like presumably this is part of my getting ready rituals. Like it's a standard like, do I have wallet, watch, the stuff? Do I have driver?
Is driver here? Oh, driver changed. You're now wooden and very light.
Who comes out of this?
Oh God, how drunk did I get? I woke up in Nightbreeze's room. I lost that.
This isn't where I parked my car. But yeah, I'll do the 4 silver. That's fine.
Sure.
Nice.
Alright, you guys heading north. It's easy enough to follow Gus's instructions to get to the Talmost family villa. And when you arrive there is one of the servants wearing the Talmost colors standing out front, who is expecting you. So they will let you in without.
While he's letting me know, I'll be like, I did bring a gift for the house. I think it's something Lord Gus Talmost would appreciate a lot. And I hand him some of the purple incense. Be like, please make sure to prep his room or his private space with these.
And hold on, very good, sir.
Oh, they'll absolutely prep my private space.
Prepare for the purple.
Alright, and yeah, you find the Talmost villa is like this whole area.
Oh Lord.
So it's like this large building, the courtyard, there's several buildings around it also belongs to them. So you're heading into the main building.
It's probably one of those times where I'd be like, we're actually kind of lucky Lynn didn't come with. You'd never get out all this grass.
Right.
Yeah,
You have a full courtyard and you hadn't told her yet? She's going to kill you.
Have you ever seen her look at me? There's nothing but just
Disdain.
disdain. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're one of the people who has a wall around their luxurious grass.
Guilty as charged.
So when they come in, I'm wearing my fancy house coat. It's got like my initials on it.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Hugh Hefner robe?
It stops about this far below the waist.
So is it matching the Talmost seal? Is it like sky blue and gray?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys enter.
Do you have a pipe
and,
that blows bubbles too?
and you see Gus greet you in his fancy pajamas.
Come on in. Come. The food is just getting ready to be brought out. Congratulations, being on time. I'm very impressed.
Well, you did bribe me with waffles.
We do have great waffles. Well, they do. I don't do waffles because you can't maintain this physique with waffles.
I got nothing.
just come in.
All right, let's have breakfast. Let's do it.
Okay, excellent. Okay, Driver X, I'm gonna have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
You wind up in mustard. Oh, that's bad. That's a 6. That's a 6 plus its Constitution, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, 9.
Okay.
9.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that one for a moment. Also make a Dexterity saving throw.
Jeez. Oh, great. Dexterity. 12.
12. Okay.
Better.
That's good enough. So
Yeah.
So-
that'll do. That'll do.
you reappear in this tiny room that's like a storeroom that has various food goods in it. You're holding.
Is it light or is it dark?
It is. I'll say the door of it is open, so it's dark in there, but you can still see a bit because there's
Okay.
daylight coming in. You are holding your figurine in your hand. However, coming back with you is a cube of water that you are in. So, a cube of water with you in it has appeared in this pantry, and it immediately crashes to the floor. You somehow manage to land on your feet. You are soaking wet. And
Okay.
with your Constitution saving throw, you're gonna have the frightened condition for anything that pertains to what you saw. So like imps, crows, scarecrows, pumpkins, corn.
Silver knives. Corn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
solid.
really, like anything that reminds you of your experience, you're gonna be frightened of until your next long rest.
Is it fall right now?
Not, but I was gonna say
it's
so great to
spring.
have like a
Okay.
pumpkin corn feast.
Oh, because we would absolutely. I mean, our decorations are season based.
So
Cornucopia of fear.
Gus, how far are you guys from the pantry?
It's so the main. You walk into the main foyer, and on the right is kind of the main dining hall. On the other side is the kitchen, and right inside the kitchen on the right is the pantry. So it's probably 10, 15 feet to the front door of the pantry.
Yeah, you can totally hear some kind of loud noise coming from that way. You have no idea what it could be, but it sounds like stuff is falling over, and there's, yeah. It's the sound of a ton of water rushing out of the pantry.
What's going on back there?
Are there servants in the kitchen?
Yeah,
And do
yeah.
they
And there's suddenly
they
there's
roof
just
the
this
stomach?
flood of water flowing through the kitchen.
This 7-foot-tall dragonborn standing in their pantry,
Yeah.
holding a little figurine, completely.
And reasonably, you're probably cramped in there. He said it was only like what? You're 7 feet tall. Like,
So I'm gonna get up and walk into the kitchen and be like, "What are you guys doing
Yeah,
back here?"
There's water everywhere.
And you hear this very meek dragonborn voice say, hey, Gus, how are you, man?
Drav, is that you?
Yep, it is. I was, just checking out your little food closet here. Sorry about the water. And how did I get in the pantry?
I don't know. You're gonna have to talk to the purple guy. Yeah, he's supposed to have you, right?
Yeah. It's been. How long have I been gone?
I don't know, like a day.
Huh. Okay.
How long do you think you've been gone?
Like a day. Just a day.
Can you get out of there?
I need some help. I need an adult.
Before I help you, what is the liquid? Did you pee yourself?
That would be so much
I'm
fun.
fairly confident it's water. But I've been known to be wrong.
Alright.
It's just water.
it is mostly just water.
So I go in there, and then before reaching for him, I yell to the other guys, "Hey, you guys gotta see this!"
It's all good. Yeah, so I'll, of course, hop up and come, like, wading through whatever water is on the ground and come check it out.
Run quick!
And I have that weird, terrible, shy grin, like, oh, man. Well, I mean, come on.
Just come over and be like,
what are you doing?
we're like, Driver X, you are soaking wet. What happened?
Yeah, you know, it's
Here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys the same question. Can you guys get out of here?
Was there water in my pocket?
Were you in this pantry, Dan? Is that how I got here?
No, I don't think I've been in the pantry. I don't know.
Okay.
Apparently, I don't know. It was a long night.
Make a history check.
How have I been here? So I have to know the layout of the layout of the pantry. Is there any like cornmeal in here, or maybe pumpkin spice? Because I'm quite terrified.
There actually would be quite a bit of cornmeal.
No, gosh.
No
Probably
pumpkin spice.
ruined.
Yeah, dude, it's a Starbucks in October. There's pumpkin spice everywhere.
No, it's more like March right now.
Hey, guys, you want to help me get him out of there? Maybe.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should probably work on that. You're stronger than me. I can try and clean up water, and I can shape water cantrip. I can gather up enough to fit in a 5-foot cube. Which is
All right.
That's exactly what I came from.
That's most of it. And you'll see the servants have already started trying to mop it up, and they go to mop it, and you the water pulls away from them as they're trying to get it.
I'll try and make them chase it around a little.
Like a cat and a laser light.
Exactly.
Hey, Dan,
Yeah.
don't be mean.
So I'll pick up the water and make a sphere. I should probably put this somewhere. Before I drop it.
You know, it would be really good in their mops.
Is there a sink or a bucket nearby where I can funnel the water into?
Yeah, the sink's right there.
All right, yeah. So I'll try and funnel the water into the sink,
Yep.
slow enough that it doesn't overflow it.
Yeah, easy enough to do.
All right, and we'll pull Drav out of the closet.
Surprise!
Amazing.
So the waffles are probably getting cold. We should probably go eat.
Let's go get waffles.
Do you have
Trout, do you like waffles?
do you have any towels? Like a lot of towels. I need towels. Like all the towels.
Yeah. Hey. You. Can you correct me?
Unnamed servant person. Peasant.
Yeah, you can.
You with the brown hair. Come here.
Yeah, you can.
Can
You
you
can get someone to.
help this guy?
Yeah,
He's he piddled himself. He needs help.
Or are you asking for towels, or are you asking for him to have a bath?
Could you help him to the place where he can change and maybe provide him some, I don't know, clothing or something?
Sure, you probably don't have
anything
a
that
ton
would
of
fit him.
Dragonborn attire, but they can take you and you can find something that'll work if you want.
I'm gonna
to
find some of your.
or you can find a bunch of towels if you just want to try and dry off your current stuff.
I'm totally turning myself into a toga party, wrapping it over the shoulder on the waist. All the while, I'm very awkwardly apologizing. I'm really sorry that I watered kitchens and the food and things. It's just really awkward discussion. I don't know what to do. I'm really, really sorry.
As we're sitting there, I call one of the helpers over, and I just quietly ask them to run to the tailor and get him some appropriate clothing, and then just charge it as they normally would.
Account.
They acknowledge your request and head out.
Feeling less and less bad about trying to take your share of the money.
So how are the waffles?
Dude, these waffles are good. Waffles are good.
So, funny story. Last night, when I stopped by Night Breeze's room, I may have switched out the statue.
Why would you do that?
For this. What just happened.
I literally succeeded.
I noticed you were a little inebriated, and just it seems like a good opportunity for a lesson.
I wanted to take Drav partying while it was in my pocket.
So I think what we'll do after this is a couple blocks over is the estate that we're going to be looking at. We'll just we'll take a look at it and see what happens.
But have we called a realtor?
Yes, because only licensed realtors can be members of the realtor agency.
Yeah, they get special little plates they can stick on the back of their horses.
We were like, oh yeah, so Drav, which one of the things you probably kind of, so we found Floon.
Oh, good. Where was he?
He was
Right under our noses.
in the sewers, of
Oh.
all places. You missed a lot of poop, really.
You know what he's missed? He's missed all of it.
Everything.
Yeah, you might have to start at the beginning. Who are you? And what am I doing here?
I have no one of consequence.
Though we did all get 100 gold pieces each, so you're gonna want to talk to your boy about that.
Volo?
Yeah, he's totally good for it.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to Volo then. Thanks, Gus.
And he's also paying us with a house.
What? With a house? Tell me about the house.
A house? Apparently it's next door neighbors with Gus.
Hey, nice.
Troll Skull Alley, something like that. It's a couple blocks over.
Nocturne Alley. Got it.
Mhm.
I'm there.
Yeah. So
It's right near Diagon Alley.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
copyright trademark.
No, he said diagonally. He was just talking about. He was just saying like the diagonal street. That's all.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm totally down to be starting to head over there. That would be
When how much time would they need to get the clothes for the big guy?
It is a special order. Do you have a big and tall in Waterdeep?
We do. We do have a big and tall store.
Let's be clear, they're casual male XL now.
Very good point.
Did you specify that it was to be like expedited?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then what they're gonna do is go
Get a giant service turret.
essentially across the street to this shop here,
It's a
which
drapery.
is it's a tapestries and draperies store. They're just gonna purchase a bunch of raw fabric and try to assemble it quickly into something
Sweet.
that a dragonborn could wear.
Perfect.
And
You're going to be wearing
let's
paisley.
see. They do a reasonably good job of it. It doesn't look like something you would just pick up and buy from the clothing store. It's a little bit weird, but it's not. It's definitely wearable clothes.
What color are we talking about here?
There's probably a mix of colors. It's probably pretty brightly colored.
I look fabulous.
Yeah.
Gus, thank you for the
It is.
for the clothes things.
Fashion's unlike you've
You can
seen.
just owe me.
Oh, okay.
Even though Gus doesn't know anything.
So are we ready to go?
And also, if you want to throw that in your inventory, you can call them common clothes.
Common clothes?
Yeah.
I will add that. I'm going to say fabulous common clothes.
That's fine.
I really thought you were going to say they're going to go rip the drapes out of one of the rooms.
No, we wouldn't put up with that. You cannot cause destruction in my house.
Well, but that was just
house.
I can cause destruction in my house.
The convenience of a draperer across the street. Okay, guys, heading out.
Yes.
I'm excited to see this place that you guys. Thanks for letting me tag. Considering I have contributed almost nothing to the group's success, except a big water spill in the kitchen, and I took an arrow. I did, little arrow coming
Let's
in.
also be clear, you're helping teach Gus to not be racist.
Really, we're all learning. Got it.
I don't think that's an issue that I have. I have
You wouldn't
many years in the guard. I interacted with many people of varying races.
I'm sure
and you hated them all. I got it.
you can name at least one that you consider a friend.
That's why this guy's here. Hey, have I ever told you about my dragonborn friend?
Oh, gosh.
We go way back.
And at this point, one of the servants is coming in, setting up the purple incense in your room.
I'll get even.
This is for you, Gus.
I might just burn the whole house down.
I
He
mean,
does that.
it's your house.
I can make it look like it was you, though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because after all, I did spend many years guard.
Remember, Lynn's the one that throws fireballs. I was very clear about this.
Alright,
I
so
think
we're
by now you would have learned that if Gus went to a magister and said that Dandriel did something,
They
and
would not take him
Dandriel refuted it, Dandriel would definitely be the one taken away.
Yeah.
I am a noble human. You are
Not that.
not that.
Not racist. let's go to our skull house.
All right. How are you going on this long journey?
Gus is leading the way.
Yeah, we're just gonna walk, and I'll have him kind of tag along with me. I know the way.
And probably head out through the back, through the courtyard. And,
Oh yeah, and I'll point out all the fine green, very green grass that we keep watered even during droughts. It's always green. And look at the wonderful pond we have here.
I can't wait to tell Lynn about this place.
Yeah.
It's filled with we keep some fish stocked in there just for fun. We'll just fish them out and throw them back in repeatedly. The kids love it.
The fish also love it.
Oh yeah.
All right. And Yeah, you head out down Windborne Way, make your way to Serdune Street in turn, and you are on Troll Skull Alley here. There's a smattering of different businesses you pass by, some residences. You can hear people in the alley, so there isn't really an entrance to the alley until you get over here. And the Troll Skull Manor is right on the corner, right where you're heading in.
So it's not a very good spot then.
But you can
What do
see
we
it.
know about this place other than Volo gave it to us?
That's what
To
we know.
you guys?
Yeah,
That's all we know?
Yeah, we haven't even seen it yet.
Oh,
Well,
You
no.
said
Gus, you need stuff, didn't you?
I have the deed. There's nothing I can do with it. I have it.
You stole it, but yeah.
you stole the deed.
I didn't steal it. I just didn't give it back.
We stole the deed that he needs to sign to give to us.
So it's actually the opposite of worth anything right now.
Here's the deal. He promised us 100 gold each. He withdrew that offer and then offered us the house instead. I saw an opportunity to take the deed to make sure he couldn't go back on that one now either. Protecting our interest.
Rogues done rogues.
So you stole it.
He handed it to me. I didn't give it back.
So what does this house look like? DM, does it look like it's worth a lot, or
It
what is
doesn't.
it?
So you get there. It's a large like manor. It's not in the best of conditions. It seems to have not been inhabited in a good while, and there's kind of a smattering of different architectural styles. Like it was built and then like renovated and added onto, and each one doesn't quite match the previous one.
Perfect.
So it's an eclectic fixer-upper in an up-and-coming neighborhood.
Yeah.
I see potential.
And I have an artistic rendition of it. We can move to.
It's just a
That
square
this
with a triangle on
is-
top.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
Wait a minute, are those crows?
They could be.
They are.
I am terrified.
This isn't the
Hi,
time of
guys.
day, so you're coming. This is like a artist rendition in the winter and evening. So it's actually the site you're seeing is much brighter than this because you're in broad morning in the spring. It is an overcast day. It's not a bright sunny day, but it's brighter than this. But this is essentially the house you see.
So the doors and windows are all like boarded up.
Yeah, most of them are.
Awesome.
we're gonna need to hire some people to take care of this.
Yeah, but you
We
just
should-
see
We should go inside.
there's
I think it's quite lovely.
appears to be three floors of like main floors, and then an attic, and also this up at the top is like a turret.
It's very nice.
And then around the side where there's actually the entrance to the alley, there's kind of the main like a storefront. This used to be a tavern
Oh,
on the first floor. Yeah.
that's cool.
And if you go around, you can hear people, just passersby. This is a reasonably well traveled area. Within the actual alley, there are different vendors have set up. You can actually you can hear some people singing on the street corner. And yeah, there's several places open for business here and around.
Huh.
But
Now,
Why is this place run down then? Like if it's a bustling street with other businesses and people singing and stuff, why is this place?
Yeah, I would actually look for some vendors to ask that question.
because
Good.
Volo is shady, and he doesn't own this. He got it somehow.
Okay, but I'm just curious, like why would this place be let go in a weird state?
Because of the murders.
Yeah, my guess
It's
is
a murder mystery.
it's countless
I love it.
bodies in there.
It's a murder of crows.
You stop that. You stop it right now.
They're going all the way back.
They were trying to make a really good pumpkin stout.
You stop it too. That's it. Drab is now a little bit shaky.
Mm.
Oh, that disappeared.
We could reopen the tavern and just sell pumpkin ales.
I don't.
That's some corn grain alcohol, right?
Oh gosh. I had that smile on, but now I have tears.
You know what we can call ourselves? The Scaring Crow.
It's gonna take us at least a few months to fix this up, so maybe we'll have
Something by fall.
a fall festival.
He said, "I'm only terrified." Rest. So provided I get a long rest. In fact, I'm gonna take a long rest now. Good night, guys. Later.
Yeah, but I'm just making sure that you understand the thought of a fall festival, like corn and pumpkins. And...
You said that there were some vendors set up, Stephen?
Yeah, there's this
I'd like to
map
approach them
isn't-
and ask them what do they know about Troll Skull Keep.
So I'll give you one more bit of information that's not clear from the map.
Just an
About
old
here,
ground.
it's showing a building here on this map. There's kind of not really a building there. It's another exit to the alley.
Okay.
Yeah, there's yeah, you can see if you walk in, you can see there's a group of halflings that are singing on the corner about here.
Is one of them beatboxing? Is this an a cappella group?
Sure.
Awesome. I love it.
There
Call them the
are.
half a baloos.
If you're looking around, you can see
Bravo.
this
Bravo.
building over here is 3 stories tall. The top story of it has been converted into a greenhouse, and you can see inside of it all kinds of plants.
And here they sell them at the Bubbly Smoke Shop.
And there's other vendors. You can see actually, since 2 of you have recently purchased flowers, there's a flower vendor here. There's other people selling various wares, various. There's clothing vendors. There's meat vendors. There's. It's
Pretty
It's
great
not.
street.
It's not as much breadth and width as you'd find at the market, but there's a fair amount here. I'd say Gus's servants come shopping here frequently.
We could probably have them shop for this one too. And just charge it to the house.
Like, is that a thing that you can just do?
Apparently.
No one's told me no.
His entire life, no one's told him no. And this is what we have to deal with.
So, Nightbreeze, you were talking to a vendor?
Yeah. But yeah, I'd want to ask, so, do you know anything about what has happened to this place? It looks fairly dilapidated.
So I'll say you can if you spend time talking to a couple different people. The first several you talk to, they don't know much about it. They don't have a permanent setup here. They come occasionally when there's space and when they have something to sell. There are a couple of people who say, "Oh yeah, that used to be a tavern." They don't really remember the name of it, but then I think the building changed hands a couple times, and nothing really has been there for a decade or more.
Okay.
Do we know where Volo got this place? Like, has he owned it for a long time?
I didn't ask him.
Oh. Questions to ask Mr. Vo? No.
Yeah. I'll try and see if I can see in through any windows or doors. Just kind of see what the inside looks like.
Sure, you can find a so basically it's the front door, but also the side door. So it's
So it's the old tavern entrance.
yeah, the
That
side
part, yeah.
on this side, There's some steps that lead up, and there's kind of a storefront window, not quite that big, but next to the door you can see in, and you can see it looks like a tavern, but the tap room is filled with broken furniture. There's looks like some casks of wine, and just trash.
We got firewood.
It looks dirty. It hasn't been kept up in a while, as you would expect from a tavern that hasn't been open in a decade or more. And so make a perception check.
You see a crow.
14.
So there's a good layer of dust on the window itself, and you can see someone has written into it the words "closing time."
Like, recently? So, like, in the dust, like, finger in dust?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the inside.
From the inside?
From the inside?
Yeah.
So, they're like, hey, guys, think we might have some squatters, the house.
Is it semisonic?
That's what the halfling a cappella group was singing, actually. Closing time. It was really very cute. It's very high pitched too.
Do you guys want to try and go in and see if we can figure out if there's anyone still in there?
So, just a question of legality. Like, we don't own it technically.
No,
yet.
Volo gave us permission to go in. He encouraged us to go in and look around.
He did? Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll go with you.
He
and I'm
told
fine
us
going
we should. He told us we should go check out what will be our place.
All of this is on the up and up, including the fact that I am holding the deed.
That part you explained clearly wasn't on the up.
I'm pretty sure you used the word steal and or did not give back. All of which is not up or up.
It's on the down and down. It's okay.
Yeah. Lie to me all you want, but don't lie to yourself.
So yes, I'm okay going in.
Yeah.
I'd want to do a perception check to see if there's any foot traffic, if it looks like there are footprints going in, going out, just to try to feel like, see what's happening.
Sure, I'll have you. Let's do a perception.
Okay. No, that's a 1. That's a 1. That is a natural 1.
Yeah. So just from looking at it,
I go blind.
You see does seem to be some activity here, but you think it could just be like there's a bit of a ratty old awning above, so maybe people had just walked up onto this landing to get out of rain, or maybe kids were playing on it, or it doesn't seem like it's been traffic in and out of the tavern, but it has been used.
How dark is it inside? Will I be able to see?
You see, there's this window and maybe like one other window. Most of the windows are boarded over. So
Hey,
it's
And can you pull out your dancing lights, please?
Dancing lights, says Drav.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see what this is.
And I create my juggling balls of light.
Phrasing?
And then I go, oh, and then I can do this, and I'll give Gus his unicorn horn light.
Wow. Wow. Never in all my days. And I just saw
The things that you have missed are astounding.
Yeah. Can you see in the dark, Trav?
No.
You want a unicorn horn of light?
Yes. Absolutely.
I will give you a unicorn horn of light as well.
Yes.
You should make his look like a cob of corn.
You guys don't know I'm afraid of corn. That's just mean. But I will think it's corn the whole time and then just be terrified.
And there's some people who walk by who see Gus in his unicorn horn and give him some strange looks.
You guys should try it.
They give you the strange looks, not the giant dragonborn in the curtain with the unicorn horn. That's completely normal.
They didn't even see you.
No, man, you blend into the window.
It's the perfect camouflage.
But yeah,
So,
let's definitely
just
start looking for doors. Yeah.
Yeah, the door right there is locked.
All this to get, and the door's locked.
I will pick the lock.
This is a Gus, do your Gus thing.
That's a 12.
A 12 doesn't open.
Can we go
Draft, do you
through?
want to pick the lock for us?
Yeah, so Drav just runs at the door.
Okay, you want to make an athletics check?
Oh, sure, I sure do. I already got my natural one out of the way. Come on, let's get better. 12.
12, you bounce off of the door.
Bounce off the door.
Hold on, it's a 12 plus, it's athletics, right? 12 plus 5, that's 17.
Okay, so
Wow.
Very athletic.
you do crack the door jam, and you're able to get the door to swing open.
Now we're gonna have to get this fixed.
Yeah, we
already
need to
on the
fix it
list.
anyway.
No, you know what? I don't run at the door. I push Gus aside, and I hit it with my arm, and then I sort of wave him on. That's what I do.
Very nice.
Yeah, once the door's open, I go ahead and I head on in.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll follow Breezy.
Okay. Going
I
in,
think
it
it's
is.
probably wise to pull weapons out. I mean, I don't know what we're going into.
I'm gonna keep my hand on the hilt.
And I'll keep my hand on your same weapon.
Meaning to, Stephen, if we have some downtime at some point, I might need I'll do my best to remember to make a note. I really need to stop by and pick up a main gouge.
What was that?
I need to pick up a dagger.
Okay.
To have as a main gouge because I don't have one at all because I was stupid. So
Do you two-hand fight?
I do.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean, technically anybody
I mean,
can.
do you
I
need a
thought he
dagger?
did. He's got a shield. I thought he used it.
Because if you need a dagger, I have a spare.
No, I got an idea in mind. I might take it. You know, we'll figure that out. I don't need it right now, but
He doesn't want your dagger.
As I was watching all the things that were transpiring when I wasn't here, the idea that the frog has remade an appearance was such a highlight to me. I was rolling when I heard that that's what he got from this. This thing. It was perfect.
That was the best
Anyway.
thing for Michael to roll.
Exactly. So please
The only thing
proceed,
we
Breezy. I'll pull out my warhammer and then just walking behind it, and I'll try to keep my ears peeled and eyes peeled to see if I can see anything.
All right, so it's as you described it as we saw through the windows, right?
Yeah. As you walk in, it does, for some reason, just feels darker than it seems like it should, even with the dancing lights. It seems gloomy in here.
Perception check. Just looking for more signs of. It was mentioned that we may have some squat. So I want to see if there's any signs of any other activity that we can see now that we're inside.
Sure. Yeah. Make a perception check.
That would be a 16.
I don't notice any other signs of anyone being in here. It seems to have been vacated for quite a time.
Okay.
Everything's a little bit dirty. There's cobwebs. There's trash.
Are there footprints? Like if there was that thick line of dust on the window and it said closing time that was fairly fresh, there would be footprints to the window, no?
Yeah, you don't see any fresh footprints. There might be some old stains in the floor, but
I'm at a loss.
All right.
Spider-Man crawled to the ceiling and then wrote it on the window. Got it.
Or something that doesn't have feet.
Like a crow. Well, crows have feet. That's actually the word.
Literally, crow's feet is a thing.
Yeah, I really didn't
Is
think
it
about
just a
that.
single post from the scarecrow hopping across?
Ba-dunk.
Scarecrows don't usually have feet.
Okay, so
Are there old torches, like sconces type of thing?
There is
You're gonna light
kind
this
of
place
a
on fire.
He burns it down. We get the insurance money, so it pays out.
in the center of the tap room. There's an area that was like a fireplace, which is kind of odd to have like a chimney coming through the middle of the room, but it seems to like that worked.
So is the chimney and ventilation intact?
Yes. Oh, it seems to be.
I don't know. We haven't had it inspected though.
Jesus. I don't have the 600 gold to have one that's come out today and write reports.
So yeah, there's a in the main tap room. There's a couple of tables. There's stools. Most of the stools are just broken. There is a bar.
I'll now that we're on the inside, I'm gonna go up and like take a look at the words that were written into the glass.
Sure. Yeah, there's a good coat of dust over most of everything in here. But yeah, it looks like someone had just walked up to it and wrote closing time, and it's backwards so you can read it from the outside. But yeah, it's like someone just used their finger.
Yeah, is there any dust buildup from when they did that, or is this like looking really fresh?
It looks fresh.
All right.
And no tracks, no indications of anything else
No.
being around.
So,
Just from where you guys have moved, you can see some disturbance in the dirt on the
I
floor.
want to keep moving around, maybe going by the bar. I'm looking for stairs up and stairs down.
Okay. And yeah, as you move across the floor, it's a wooden floor and it creaks, and there's areas where the boards have rotten. So it seems like there could be a leak, even though this is...
Dead things, Mikey, dead things.
This is below potentially 5 floors of house, so that's a pretty bad leak.
I would like to stealth.
Sure. Make a stealth check.
With a giant glowing unicorn horn?
I will...
I'll cover it with a blanket.
Sparks with a blanket?
That's a 23.
Okay. Well, even the blanket, it's incorporeal magical light, so you put the blanket over it, and it just sticks through the blanket.
What I want to do is just, I'm going to have the horn go away, and I just want to sit up against the wall and just observe, and just not be seen.
Like a wallflower.
Yes.
You can do that.
Okay.
And you can probably like hide behind a table that's there too. And you kind of like look over the edge of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get pretty tucked into a corner.
Yeah, and I'll be taking the dancing lights and just kind of moving them around to try and see if I can see anything under better light conditions.
I'll
move
Night Breeze
carefully.
make an investigation check. So, Night Breeze.
Oh, Night Breeze, sorry.
Investigation?
Yep.
It's an 18 plus 0.
Is that 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you walk around behind the bar, you step on an area of the floor that just sounds hollow. And you can inspect that and see there is a hatch in the floor.
Fantastic. I open the hatch.
You
Wait,
open
traps.
it is locked.
Wait. I check for traps.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, check for traps.
Spiders gotta
Make
check for traps.
another investigation check.
Okay. That's a 4.
Doesn't appear to be trapped. But
Fantastic.
it is locked.
I try to open it.
Yeah, it's locked.
No, but he really tries to open it.
So, hey, Gus, you want to try to... Rogue's got a rogue and unlock this stuff
You
out
look
of
up and
hatchet?
you don't see Gus.
I just call out to the ether.
Okay.
You don't see the horn? Wow.
Yeah, do I still have the horn? It's gone, right?
No, I dropped the horn when you're like...
Oh, that. Got it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and stumble my way over there to where they are. Figures. It's
We don't see Gus. We just hear him go, oh. Chair!
Who left all these Legos out?
Well, actually, if he's still rocking a north of 20 stealth, all we might hear is creaks on the floor from a direction in a room where we're all nervous.
Yeah, good point. Ghosts! Ghosts!
So what is opening a door?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
It's a hatch in the floor.
And it's locked.
It's a natural one.
Natural one. You actually
You break your lock.
yeah,
You broke the
your
thieves'
lockpick.
tools.
Do I have a lock picking kit?
So Draft can just come by and stomp on the hatch if we really need to open the hatch. So I'm going back to what Steven said. He said it's more gloomy in here than we would expect, which makes me think there's something about this room.
It's magical.
Humidity is being inside of a pump.
Because like you were just in a dark area in the
You
sewers with these magical lights, and you could.
Yeah.
It worked pretty well. And in here you have the magical lights, and you have some daylight filtering in, and it seems darker in here than it did before.
Still dark.
There's
You
a
can
bad
see,
presence here.
But it's dark. But yeah, from behind the bar, there's also a pantry. There's not even a door to it. But yeah, there's a pantry with some shelves, and you see beyond that there's another room which appears to be a kitchen.
I've already done the pantry thing today, so I'm not going to check that out. Can I just do an investigation check on the
Sure.
if that would get, based on the clues I see, deduce something about this gloom? That's actually not bad at all. That's a 17, and my investigation is a 19.
A 19?
Yeah.
You don't unfortunately find much more than what I've been describing. There's some wine casks. If you try to open them, you see the wine is long gone bad. Then yeah, there's a bunch of garbage, dirt. Nothing
so
here really too much of
how-
interest or of value.
How big is the room?
Across the main section of the tap room is like 35 feet. And
Okay,
the-
fantastic.
And the other way
I
is...
want to pull up my wand of magic.
across the other way is 50 feet. So it's like 50 by 35, somewhere in there. It's not a perfectly rectangular room.
Gotcha. Alright. Nightbreeze?
Yeah, I want to use my wand of magic detection and use a charge to cast detect magic.
Okay. Suddenly you quickly see Dravorax's statue light up. You see a few things that Dan is carrying light up. You see Gus has a candle. There's not a whole lot else that you see here.
So as I'm moving the lights around the room, do I see any other entrances or exits from this main room? Or just the one to the kitchen and then there's that hat?
Yeah, so far I'd say you've explored pretty much the whole first floor here. There's the main tap room, has that one main entrance. Behind the bar there's a pantry, and there's a window there that's boarded up. The back kitchen also has a window that's boarded up. And the kitchen also has a large fireplace, but that's set up with racks on it for cooking in the fire. So that one door you came in is the only intended exit to the whole first floor. There was the hatch in the floor that you couldn't get open.
Yep. And no way up to the second floor?
No, not that you've seen in here.
So the living space must be disconnected from the business.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's cool.
So either we can go around and try to go, or we could have the Dragonborn pick the lock.
Pick the lock.
I think we should have him pick the lock.
I got this, guys. I march over and I do a couple of stomps on the lock, and I rolled a 17. Is that just am I attacking the
hatch?
The hatch,
The
yeah.
basement? Yeah, make it just an athletics.
I'm sorry, making a what?
Athletics check.
Make an athletics check. In that case, I think athletics was good. 17 plus. Athletics.
That was a +5 for you.
Plus 5, yeah. So 23.
So you stomp on it and you basically bash it in and break the hatch.
So I've broken 2 entry points in a house that we don't currently yet.
Correct.
I cringe a little bit, but I give that smile. Am I doing it right?
You're doing a great job, man.
And when you you stamp into it and your foot kind of goes down a bit, and you find there's a staircase going down.
Guys, I found a stairs.
Let's go.
Yeah. Does the nature of the amount of light that my dancing lights give off change?
That's a good question.
Down there, or is it still kind of? Do they still seem dimmed down the stairwell?
It doesn't seem to have changed.
Okay.
But yeah, you head down.
I'll let you call when the 10 minutes is up for detect magic, even.
Okay. Yeah, so far you haven't seen anything magical other than what you brought in with you.
Okay.
Yeah, you come down the stairs to it seems to be an ale cellar. There's some barrels stacked up. It's only like a 15 by 15 foot room. There's another room off to the side which has some wine racks on it. It's not this area, this basement isn't as big as the tap room by far.
Got it.
But yeah, it seemed to be storage. There is around behind the stairs. It appears to be like a bathroom.
Are there any external doors?
Make an investigation check.
16.
16. Looking down here in the basement, you don't see any other way out other than the stairs. Since there is a bathroom, there's probably a pipe that leads to the sewer, but it's probably not traversable.
They've done the sewers before. They got this.
Yeah, but they didn't enter through a toilet.
No, that's advanced. We're not quite there.
That's advanced sewering.
We call that the Shawshank approach.
Very nice.
So we don't see anything else down here of interest.
So Drive asked the obvious question: is it worth just hollering to see if someone's here?
How about the three of us hide and you yell?
I'd be willing to do that.
All right. Do we want to go back upstairs and do that?
Yeah, we'll go back up to the main floor, the main tap room.
Yeah, I mean, before we do head up, I'll do my best to move the lights around the room and try and look for anything that looks like it's. And particularly, what I'm looking for is anything that looks like it's been jostled or touched or moved more
Not
recently than other things, but not by us.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Investigation. Alright, so it's a flat 14.
14. There's maybe a stool you saw that moved, but you aren't sure if one of you actually moved it or not. So.
Creepy. Creepy.
Could have just been a normal thing that.
No stool's moving.
Yeah, so I would do one of you guys move that stool?
Nope.
I did not.
I can't promise I didn't.
I'll say it was near where Gus was trying to hide.
All right. Now Dan's getting a little bit nervous, but yeah, starting to head up. I feel like I'm in a weird ghost novel.
Yeah, no kidding. Are you afraid of the dark? So, are you guys moving off to hide, and I'll holler out to see if.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hide.
Yeah.
I'll stay down there with you.
Okay. In that case, I say, "Hello, anybody there? I'm looking for some help." Yeah, that's it. Looking for some help. Can you help me? Help!
Be depressed.
There's all you hear in response is the slight echo of the small basement you're in.
Does it echo in such a way that my voice sounds awesome? Because I might be tempted to just keep talking to myself.
Probably.
Hello. Yeah. This is cool.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot in that room, so it's like the echo when you just like have a bedroom that has no furniture in it. It's kind of what it sounds like.
Interesting. You want to go upstairs and try again, Nightbreeze?
Sure.
All right, so we go up the stairs.
Yep.
Same thing. Hello? Anybody there? Closing time, huh? Who would have guessed? Who thought it was closing time? I sure didn't. In fact, I think it's open. You guys open? Hello?
Yep, you don't get any response.
I'll at this point resummon the dancing lights because hiding. I got rid of them, and I'll try and send them up like the chimney space just to see if it's obstructed or if it's kind of clear.
Okay, are you gonna like stick your head in the fireplace and look up?
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception
I'll stick
check.
my head in the fireplace. Yep.
Now you got dirty balls of light.
Perception. That's 19.
Looking up, it seems mostly clear, but it seems like there's a couple birds' nests in there.
Crow's nests.
You can't tell the variety of bird, but
So it looks like it's clear as it looks solidly intact.
yeah, it doesn't seem to be any structural damage to the chimneys.
Okay.
So you want to light a fire? What do you think? Get some light in
Yeah.
here.
So I'll real quick to try and clear the birds' nests out, or at least try and make sure there's no birds in them. I'll send a gust up the chimney.
You're
Try and
sending
clear those
Gus
out.
up the chimney?
He's sending Gus up the chimney. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Gus.
Yeah. So I'll use the gust cantrip to just kind of toss some air up the chimney, try and clear it out as best I can.
Okay.
And then I'll. Sorry.
Most of that debris gets dislodged and it'll fly out.
Cool. And then I'll back up. I have to drop the light, but I'm gonna do that. Create a
Okay.
in the fireplace.
Yeah, there's the fire ignites, and there's like a basin to contain the fire for the patrons around, so it's safe.
Yeah. And the light that the bonfire gives off, does it also seem somewhat stifled
It does
in
a
the
little
space?
bit. It's casting a shadow because of the kind of the fire pit it's in. But in addition to that, it just feels like it's not quite as bright as it should be.
It's these incandescent lights, man. We gotta replace them.
But it does it does have
It's
a
LEDs
nice,
or nothing.
it does have a nice warmth to it.
Okay.
Mhm.
You
Did
can-
there-
He didn't set the building on fire.
no, not yet. You can tell this probably would be pretty cozy in the wintertime.
I think ultimately we need to find another entrance to get to the rest of the house.
Do you want to go around and upstairs?
There's no other exits to the outside on this level. That door we broke in was the only entrance to the tavern.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think we need to go. Let's go look, see if we can find another entrance.
I'm so confused by the gloominess of the room. Nobody
Yeah.
saw anything. We're not seeing anything. You did your detect magic, right, Michael?
Yeah.
You used the detect magic, and there's nothing magical about room.
No, nothing at all. Besides the stuff that we have, the stuff that I already knew.
So what could make it? Could it be like foggy? Could it be hazy? Like nature check? Should somebody do a nature check? I'll do a nature check. Why not? Just for the heck of it. That's terrible. Never mind. I rolled a 2. I don't know what my plus is on nature, but I rolled. So
It's probably
So-
not good enough to make up for
not
that.
high enough to matter.
No more information than you had. It's possible.
No more information is possible. Okay, then let's go check out somewhere else. I'm not sure. I'm very confused. Gears are turning. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll dismiss the fire on the way out to make sure it like spread or be unwatched. I'll go outside and start looking for another door. Or
on the way out, I wipe off the closing time words, and on the pane above it, I write, "We're open."
You got a good thick layer of dust on your hand.
Perfect.
So my question is, do we want to keep exploring the house? It's 11:15.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think we would continue exploring the house in game, but I think in terms of tonight, it makes sense to, because we're at a decent midpoint to stop research. Josh, that's a good call.
Wrap here if you want.
Yeah. It's probably a good time.
Nick, sorry you only like popped into the world for like an hour.
Hey, it's fine. I got a really great set of clothing.
Yeah.
I had a very nice bath, apparently. I am terrified of things. I found out we have a house. I met my friends again. A lot has happened for me. Like, a lot happened.
It's been a busy day.
It really has. It really has.
You got waffles.
I did.
There were the waffles. That's true.
Love waffles.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out. Another exciting episode. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.